It's time for an epic battle in Call of Duty Vanguard, taking advantage of the double XP weekend for the Battle Pass. I really don't care about leveling too much, but it's about the Battle Pass, which they also gave out a good old 10 tier skips for over this past weekend, which you can definitely bet I took full advantage of and logged in to make sure I got those. So we are a good step of the way towards working on this Battle Pass here, which is exciting. Going for 3 for 3 on Battle Pass completions, that would be spectacular. But anyways, it's probably best if you sat there and you know, enjoyed the experience, but also liked the stream. You know, I've been told it's an interesting thing that does stuff, and you know, people just they don't do it enough. What can I say? I have the math now. It seems like liking the stream is something people don't do enough on their own. Tisk tisk. Subscribing's great, and I hope you enjoy the action. But I still am debating on putting that in regular film videos, because I feel like it detracts from what I'm talking about, but at the same time, the math just says it's the way to go. Alright, let's see, are we all rolling? Yeah, we are good. Let's go, team.
Hardpoint's under fire.
Should be fun. I was a little disappointed. It looks like they got a Casablanca 24/7 playlist, but they've neglected Gondola? Is it called Gondola? I don't know. And I actually really like that map. I like that one more than a Casablanca one. Like, unbelievable. I guess if that's what people like, it's what people like, right? No, you can't stop the general population. Hello there. It was also riveting that they announced Street Fighter 6 tonight without any logos or anything, so who knows what's going on with that one. It was literally like a 30-second tease just to be like, we're revealing the full thing this summer, so, you know, look forward to that for 6 months from now. It's like, what was the point? But, yeah, no platforms listed. The leaks from like a year or two back for Capcom said all consoles, but maybe they're going to try to get some sort of exclusivity. Maybe they're trying to sell it off or something for exclusivity, because it's really weird to do that kind of trailer and not announce any platforms for it, if that makes sense. You can look at, what is it? Because they also released a trailer for like a Capcom collection of fighting games. I think there's several historical Capcom fighting games that are included within it, and that one has all of the platform logos. So it makes you kind of wonder what's going on from that other perspective, right? The Culling or Homefront Revolution? Probably Homefront the Revolution, because that one has a bit of a story. I think the Culling, you can't really... Can you even play that anymore? I don't know if there's anybody that still plays that for multiplayer. Is that even playable? Did they close those servers or no? See, the thing is, the Culling had like the jump on like the Battle Royale genre, and it was something different too, because it was a little bit more like crafting and melee focused. And then they just kept making like these terrible decisions with it, and they just kind of killed all their own momentum. It was hilarious, and then they tried to do the whole The Culling 2 thing, which was just like a terrible piece of garbage. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna go back and redo or re-upgrade and re-enhance the first one. And by then, the audience was already playing all the other better Battle Royales. It was a very funny situation, actually. This is like a company literally like in a choose-your-own-adventure, picking like all the wrong choices. Anyways, Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, wasn't this at the end of a big fighting competition? It would be a little weird for them to announce Resident Evil 4 remake at the at a fighting event or whatever. It was always, at least for me, it was always assumed it would be Street Fighter that they would show off at this event.
Hardpoint located.
Although I do think you'll probably see Resident Evil 4 remake during E3 time, you know, when E3 usually is. We need to come up with a new name for that time of the year, you know. I don't know, like Game Fest or Game Time or Summer of... like, I don't want it to be branded after any other, like, company's stupid little branding things. I think there's like Summer Game Fest and crap is something someone else already has, but I don't know. Summer events? Summer gaming events? Gaming events of the summer. That special gaming time of the year? I don't know. Come up with something. Yeah, but I'm sure that'll be something that will be appearing as the Resident Evil 4 remake. Because that's also what all the leaks say, is that one's coming. They're going to be really upgrading some story plots and stuff, so I am kind of intrigued. I don't typically get Capcom games to review, so I don't know what's going to go on there, if I'll cover it or not. But actually, you know what? My first Capcom game I got to review was their arcade collection, and that one did pretty well for video views. So I'm kind of hoping maybe now I can qualify to get some Capcom games to review, but they haven't released anything that I like to request in quite some time, right? That I can think of. What was the last big Capcom game that came out? Since like Resident Evil. Can't really even think of anything. Maybe something on like the Switch, right? Wasn't there like a Switch Monster Hunter game or something? But I was like, I didn't request that. I really have no idea. Oh, damn it. You have to pay to play a match? I don't know what's going on in the culling. Just, it's best just to ignore that game, because it's dead anyways. Damn it. Oh, we won. The fighting collection? Yeah, I was actually really kind of cool. Like, I was like, I don't know if blown away is the word, but I was really excited when I saw the fighting collection. More so than even Street Fighter 6. I was like, oh wow, look at all these old fighting games and stuff. Some of them I don't think we've seen on consoles in ages. I was like, oh, that's really cool. So, hopefully that's intriguing. Hello there. Ooh, champagne bottle. That's me right there. Rocking it. The cult outfit. It's like I'm going to some kind of cult gala. Most eliminations. You know, I didn't feel like I got the most eliminations. But I'll take it. No, the other team had way more. It's just, I think I'm pretty sure that the ending thing is just like your team best of, and that's why sometimes there's like nothing that's like your team's good at, and that's kind of funny. Let's see. Looks like we're finally starting to get to some of the sillier stuff, you know, some color coding and that's a little bit weird. I knew this day would come. If you guys have the game, you can hop in and start playing if you'd like to. You can join the squad. We've got a clan too. Yeah, it's always fun. Hot Rod. Little lame that pack, gonna be honest with you. Desert Relic, Surprise, Fury. Diesel Angel. Yeah, I'm not really sold on any of these outfits or anything. I'm happy with the one I have thus far. Happy with the one I have thus far. So I'm Prestige 9 or Prestige 7 level 9 in Season 2. And then I get tier skips, which is good. Yeah, because I want to get those tier skips, so I'll probably get close to that one. That's like a second tier skip after probably halfway through. Because you know, they give us 10 tier skips for whatever reason. I guess it's like a Valentine's Day, hey. That probably just means that the next season's coming sooner. That's a cool outfit. Indiana Jones like, it's neat. But yeah, so we're already at 35, so you know, only 65 levels to go, and I don't think it'll be too hard to get. I feel like the mountain to climb won't be that hard. AC2 Switch review looks good for the hardware. Since your toaster's more powerful? That's funny. Yeah, no, it doesn't look bad on the Switch, all things considered. You know, and it runs smoothly at the 30, so yeah. looks promising. Again, they didn't really show us anything for Street Fighter 6. I'm assuming the realistic aesthetic is what they're going for. I don't know, could be cool. I just kind of looked at it and I was like, interesting. Again, until I see like full gameplay and consoles for that one, I really don't care about it. I mean, I've never really cared about Street Fighter. You know, I was never a big fan of it. I always liked Soul Cal when I was younger, so I'm kind of like, eh. But, you know, it's something to review. I was just working away at, was it King of Fighters tonight? I finished that up, so I gotta do a review on that one. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Healthy roster of characters, good visuals. Yeah, it was a really fun fighting game. I actually, yeah, quite enjoyed the King of Fighters. Was 15 or something there. Sorry, there's so freaking many of them. But yeah, stay tuned for that review, and then I gotta get cranking on Elden Ring. So Elden Ring's up next. Tomorrow will be like Horizon Forbidden West's review, and I gotta do my written piece for that. And yeah, there's lots of good stuff cooking. You know, lots of games I'm working on. So that's exciting.
The enemy is taking the hard point.
I hope you enjoy this double XP thing we're trying to catch up there. You love the videos. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy them. Where am I from? Oh, Lar, you know that I'm from the most exciting lands of the north.
Enemy has the hard point.
Well, usually it's more exciting. Do I think Capcom and Square Enix are the same position financially? Isn't Square Enix worth a lot more than Capcom? What did you say? Capcom and Square Enix. I think Square Enix is worth quite a bit more than Capcom. They have their hands in like movie development and stuff, and figurines and things. You'd have to go look at their market caps to see what their valuation is. That's the biggest thing. Because I really actually have to sit there, I think, and I don't know if I'll do a video on it or like just an article for my site or something. I want to sit there and break down the value of the big publishers and like, you know, how much it costs or would cost to maybe buy them, or, you know, kind of their market cap and everything like that, and their potential for purchase and everything. I think that would be neat. I don't know what I would name that video to get views or how interested people would be in it, but I would like to sit there and actually kind of like break down the value for them. Oh, I was randomly shooting and I got a kill. Nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, that was my day. I don't know. That's a good guy. I don't know if he's a good guy. He's a friendly at least, so yeah. Just kind of slept in basically, chilled out, recorded some stuff on the old 360, and worked on the King of Fighters. Other than that, not a whole lot. It was pretty cold, so I didn't really feel like doing anything. Like, I was kind of maybe planning to go to the gym today, but it was like negative 20 something, so I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And it snowed hardcore last night, so I was just like, nah. And yeah, it was exciting. Current gen consoles are underpowered? No, this is probably the most powerful console gen we've had in comparison to like the PC offerings. It's pretty good. You know, the spawning in this game, not so much, but the consoles, they're pretty powerful in comparison to like previous gens and their PC counterparts. In fact, I don't think we've ever had a generation of consoles this close to PC level. Half-Life. I'll Let Loose runs better on Xbox or PS5? I don't know, my friend. I haven't checked out the PS5 version of it. In most situations, games should run better on the Series X. If they don't, it's poor optimization, just because the Series X is a more powerful console. But again, yeah, some of it's optimization stuff. I'm assuming over the next few years, once we phase out last gen, you're going to start seeing bigger yields of resolution gaps between Xbox and PlayStation. You're already seeing some big gaps when it comes to like frame rates, you know, like what is it, Mass Effect has 120 FPS mode on Xbox, doesn't on PlayStation. Numerous other games, like even the Series S I think has more 120 FPS games than the PS5 does, so you're seeing a gap there, but you're going to see a gap on resolution grow over the course of the generation. So I hope that helps. But I honestly have no idea which runs better for the Hell Let Loose, because I haven't tried it on the PS5. Very rarely do I get to see how a game runs on both platforms. That's very hard to make happen. And when I do get them both, it's very time consuming to kind of compare them and work on both, so that's something to keep in mind as well. You know, I'm not like Digital Foundry. I don't have a team of people with like 1 million subscribers, you know. I don't have that kind of like I don't have those perks, you know. Price for performance is great in its current gen console cycle. See, now current gen would still be technically like the Xbox One and the PS4. It's after the 2-year mark is when next gen becomes current gen. But we're getting close to that, aren't we? We're on year 2 now or something. It was a year 1, second year. So yeah, by the it's like November, then it'll be current gen. But they're still next gen consoles. You can go look up the term of next gen in a tech standpoint, and it's a 2-year time period, which is fascinating. Or if it gets surpassed by like a successor as well as part of that. Do I think Microsoft will make a deal with Marvel to bring old games after the Activision deal comes through? I wouldn't get your hopes up for that kind of thing. Don't expect that. It'd be cool if they did, but yeah, I would not. I would say very unlikely. Yeah, it could happen. It could, but I don't think so. Spies in the sky. Well, I certainly don't like that. My team is getting absolutely just pulverized here. Down by like half their score. I finally get over here and my whole team is spawning at the spot. I just did like a whole circle for no reason. That's the spawning in this game. It's so freaking random. It's like, what's the point of even flanking or anything? Are they coming? How are you not dying? Oh my god. Ever had any issues with the Series X having no power? No, never had that. The PS5 and Series X started November 2020. Yeah, so still on the 2nd year, but not 2 years completed, if you listen to what I said. So yeah, we're still not, we're not on, we're working on year 2, but year 2 is not completed until November, just like what I said moments ago. So there you go. Dun, 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 dun. I think I'm caught up on that stuff. There we go. Okay, let's roll. Ow. I mean, like, does your performance really even matter in this game? It seems like you gain, like, level and battle pass progression regardless of how you do. That's what it feels like sometimes. Oh, there's a big hole in that wall. Ooh, I thought I was gonna get all of them in a row. But alas, no cigar. Ow. We lost? Oh no. I'm not doing 100. I can't do 120 FPS when I stream, guys. Whatever I want to say. I literally, you can go back and you can rewatch when I said in the live stream that the period for next gen is at the end of 2 years. Very specifically, I said that. You're welcome to skip back to an earlier part of the live stream and re-listen to what I told you twice. So there you go. But yeah, I can't stream at 120. I'd love to, but yeah, I don't have a pass-through device that is capable of doing that. There are one or two that you can kind of grab, but they're a little overpriced. I'm waiting for some next-gen capture cards or something that do 4K 120. I'd quite like that, but at the point in time, it's just not something that I've seen available. And I mean, even then, it's like, you know, YouTube doesn't support it, but it would very much be nice for me to be able to play at 120 and you guys watch like a down frame rate sample video or whatever. That would be great. But yeah, we don't. I don't have that. It's almost Elden Ring. Yep, I'll be doing a stream of Elden Ring. I would imagine. I gotta work through it, but yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. Like I said, whipped through Horizon, did some King of Fighters tonight, and recorded some stuff. Tomorrow will be a full Elden Ring day, I think, unless I have something I need to do. So, I gotta grind through that one. Yay! So last gen. Are you dense? So these consoles, the Series X and the PS5, are next gen until the 2-year period is concluded. That's all technology. Look up the word next gen with technology. You'll learn a lot. Then, once that's done, they become current gen consoles. And the Xbox One and the PS4, which are currently current gen consoles, become last gen. If you mention it again, I will give you a timeout and a ban. Have a good day. So anyways, Elden Ring on Game Pass. I can't really see that happening. Like, I originally thought that Elden Ring, Xbox had some marketing rights to it at some point, but it doesn't seem like they do anymore, or for a while haven't. But, I don't know, I don't really see it coming to Game Pass right away. Because have we had any Dark Souls games on Game Pass? Like, I'm trying to think if that's been the case ever. Anyways, it's that point in the stream where I'm like, hey yo, like the stream, subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, Patreon option. Streaming all the time, lots of fun. Yeah. Did I do all the other stuff? No, I feel like I didn't do the whole proper spiel thing. I did like a really half-assed version of it, even though this is the opening one. So with the channel memberships, you get custom emotes to use, behind-the-scenes stuff, plans start at like $2, and the daily streams is all the fun, you know, every day there's something going on. At least for now, it seems to be the pace. And gamerheadquarters.com, you know, check it out if you like the written words. I do writing stuff on there. Hey, Slaughter. Anyways, yeah. Playing Uncharted at 120 FPS is pretty sweet. It is. Yes, it definitely is. It's a huge visual downgrade, so it's a little hard for me to justify it, but, like, you know, it is nice that PlayStation is finally starting to offer higher frame rates. Because wasn't it, like, it's only like 90 FPS. I actually do wonder how much that console is going to be able to deliver on higher frame rates without, you know, VRR support and stuff like that, which are supposed to be coming, but we haven't seen yet. But that's my biggest thing, is like, because Uncharted, you know, you would think a first-party game that could actually get that running at, you know, 1080, 120, but it's like, you know, 1080. Again, I think it was like 90-something FPS, which is good, you know, at that point. It's like, it's hard for you to really tell the difference almost, but yeah. It's a nice mode to try, right? Yeah, so there you go. Series S runs at 30 FPS. I mean, some of the games do. Anyways, I'm just gonna give that guy, thanks for timing him out, Slaughter. I'm also gonna give him a hide user on the channel there as a ban. So yeah, your wife pre-ordered for you, but you'd love it to go to Game Pass. Yeah, I mean, I'm all down for more stuff being on Game Pass. You know, I get more views when things are on Game Pass and stuff. But yeah, I just, like, I don't see that one coming to Game Pass right away. My biggest thing is, like, you know, usually you can look at past deals to determine future deals, and I just, like, I don't think we've had Dark Souls on Game Pass, have we? I'm honestly curious, because that would, you know, kind of set a state for there potentially being more on Game Pass. Oh, jeez. Borderlands 3, 120 FPS. I haven't been back to that one in a while. I'll have to go and revisit it at some point, Borderlands 3. Just been busy. Like I said, I wanted to do for a while a stream of like, I think there's one DLC I haven't done in that game yet. And that would be a fun stream thing to work through. Because I think they're usually the DLC for Borderlands is like, what, 2-3 hours or something? So, I don't know which DLC pack it is, but there's one of them I didn't do. I think I ended on doing like there's like a Torque kind of DLC or some kind of wedding, and there was like some spooky kind of stuff going on. I don't know. No Dark Souls, but has Dark Souls been on Game Pass is the question. Because usually if something has been on Game Pass, it sets the state where it's like, hey, it could be on Game Pass again. Ow. So there you go. I've got the rum and coke going on, Lard, because, you know, obviously, gotta watch those calories. I got some Coke Zero, you know, so less calories, apparently. Although, I would imagine, it's weird that there is something that exists that doesn't have calories, that's not water. So I really gotta wonder what aspartame's like long-term things are gonna cause, because there's gotta be something wrong with it. There's no perfect thing like that, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Double kill. Yeah, I have noticed that about this game, is if you actually want to get kill streaks going on, it is very hard to do that when you're running around. Like, you literally, some of these maps, the tiny ones, you have to sit there and, like, camp if you want to kill streak, otherwise you're just screwed. I almost got my flame nut. I feel like there's a guy hiding inside of me here, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. Refill ammo, part 2. Is there guys spawning behind us? I don't know. Who cares? I think one more for the flame nut, guys. One more for the flame nut. Oh, jeez. I'm genuinely shocked someone else hasn't, like, run down the middle here. Oh, there's somebody. Now they're gone. They're too quick! I'm too slow. I'm old and tired because it's late at night. Oh, come on! Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually have to move. As soon as I move away, there's somebody there. Unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't get that one either. Oh, look, I'm playing the objective now. Sometimes you just gotta let the objective come to you. I got the flame nut, guys. And the doggos. Yeah. Now I can stop camping and go play properly. Although this map is hellish for playing properly on. There we go. Go, doggos, go. You're in skies, das Haas now. Whatever that means. Oh, it got me good. Do I enjoy fighting games? You know, I was never huge on fighting games. I always loved Soul Cal. Soul Calibur was always the fighting game I loved. But I wasn't big on them, and then, you know, I did this whole focus with, like, the Xbox One era where I'm like, I'm gonna try as many different games as possible. So then I started trying more fighting games, and there's quite a few I like, you know? Killer Instinct is really cool. Counter Spy Plane, oh, that sucks. What else? Killer Instinct. I really like King of Fighters. This is I think my first King of Fighters game. I'll have my review for it in the coming days. I think at some point I'll slot it in there. I filmed everything for it tonight and whatnot. I have to edit and do voiceover. For fighting games, I have to do voiceover afterwards because too much controller clank. But I did that one. I did some Tekken gameplay, right, for the channel. So I tried out Tekken. I did some Marvel vs. Capcom. Mortal Kombat I quite enjoy. Trying to think of other fighting games I've done videos on. There's like a finite amount of them. But yeah, I've been trying to check out different games, you know, different genres. So I actually have gotten a bit more into fighting games. Dead or Alive. I really like Dead or Alive. That one's pretty cool. Always quite impressive, especially those older Dead or Alives. I still have a video for Dead or Alive 2 coming out at some point. It's been sitting there for a couple months, but it'll have its date of release. Yeah, so Dead or Alive 1 I did a video on, Dead or Alive 6 I did one on the Series X. Dead or Alive 5 I haven't, but I played that one and reviewed it back in the day. What else was there? Dead or Alive 2 and 4 I've got stuff on, and 3 I need to buy at some point or something. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other fighting franchises. I also covered Brawlhalla, but I'm not huge on the fighting games where you like push people off the ledges like Smash Bros. I'm more into like, you know, brutal combat to the death. I liked Fight Nights; those ones were fun. I play the UFC games, which aren't quite fighting, but you know they're boxing, brawling, or whatever. I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head. I have a playlist. I'd have to look at it for all the different like fighting games, but yeah. Oh, Injustice. Yeah, I really like the Injustice games. I got to review those, you know, on Xbox One and stuff like that. Injustice 2, and I went back and played Injustice 1, which is actually kind of different. It's kind of neat. The dogs in Black Ops 2 were better. Accurate. Payday 3. Is that one ever coming out? I'm glad you like the photo there, Lauren. My man purse? Is that what that is? Oh, yeah, with the Horizon. It's a satchel, I think, isn't it? I think the Series X is winning. I mean, I think PlayStation 5 has more sales, doesn't it? But it's kind of like... It's hard to even decide if a console is winning or whatnot at this point, because our chip allocation and stuff is just terrible. So, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, the corporations win, because they make the money. Yeah, Indiana Jones and Captain America were operators for this game, so I'm hoping those come and I can pick those up for some COD points. Yakuza. Now, those are more like brawling games, though, right? Like, you're fighting in them, but they're more brawler than they are like a fighting. It's like, when I think of a fighting game, I think of like, it's not 3D, it's like a side kind of thing, and you're, you know, 1v1, 3v3 kind of thing, you know. Cyberpunk has been amazing for you. I'm glad you're enjoying it and stuff like that. There you go. Run smoother? Well, actually the Series X is more powerful, but some of the games might run a little... You might get 1 extra frames, or, you know, in Hitman 3, you might, you know, you won't have that 1 FPS drop in those bushes on that one map, but you do lose a lot of resolution. So, again, you're going to see a bigger gap in resolution between the two consoles as the course of the generation goes over, and you're already seeing that there's more 120 FPS options on the Series X. Nobody ever points that out, that there's just a ton of high frame rate games on this console. Nobody appreciates it. You know, everybody's like, oh, I love frame rates, I hate 30 FPS, but it's like, this console's like jam-packed 120 FPS offerings, and people are like, who cares? It's weird. Yeah, anyways, hello there, Colby. Let's see. Yeah, literally someone in the chat, 30 FPS is unplayable. But anyways. One Xbox, that's the way. Less sugar, but more sodium. Well, you know, my blood pressure, whatever. It's not like I drink this all the time. Do I think there'll be a mid-gen refresh? I don't know, I'm kind of like it beforehand. Okay, it's never been on Game Pass. Thanks there, Slaughter. You want Age of Empires or Total War? Total War 3 is on console Game Pass. Yeah, it's on Game Pass PC, but not console. The Wonderland standalone seems interesting. Hopefully it's decent. I have no idea. But, yeah, I don't think we're gonna, like, you know, I was fairly confident that we would get mid-gen refreshes and faster console refreshes in regards to new series, like, of consoles, like, kind of moving towards more like an iPhone-type model. But with the ongoing chip problems, it almost feels like it's very unlikely that we'll get mid-gen refreshes, just due to the fact that they don't have enough consoles to actually meet the demands right now. Because I'm sure, like, a company like Xbox, I'm sure was very happy that they were able to, and PlayStation as well, to do a mid-gen refresh and be, like, kind of doubling down on console sales, if that makes sense. Like, they didn't sell, you know, the same number of PS4 Pros as PS4s, right? Same with Xbox One X's to the Xbox Ones. But they were still able to get extra cash flow by doing a little bit of an upgrade. So I'm sure they would want to emulate that again. But the biggest problem is, like, if you can't exhaust and sell out your potential number of customers on your base consoles just due to the fact that you don't have the components for it, and then you want to make an even more higher spec option, you know, it just seems less likely. I could see them, and I think PlayStation has already kind of done this approach, kind of thinned the consoles a bit to save, you know, component space, if that makes sense, like to save some resources. So I could see us getting some slim type models, but I feel, you know, I still would say yes, that I think there'll be some sort of mid-gen refresh, some sort of upgrade, but I think it becomes less likely every 6 months due to the fact that we still don't have, you know, the supply chain finished or fixed up, and we don't have the components shortage fixed yet either. So that is the big problem. But, you know, if we were, you know, we go back to like the start of the generation or a year in, I would be like, oh yeah, we'll definitely get a mid-gen refresh. Now I'm kind of like, because they're talking about this shortage not being fixed until 23, 24, so it's kind of like, you know, it's a little crazy, right? Can I get... I want ammo. My ammo is like stuck in the fire. You think PC is winning? Oh, PC always has the most sales. Oh, and it's a new match, a new chance for you to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool, consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, Patreon option, streaming all the time, lots of fun. That, like, snow outfit is kind of scary looking, and it blends in surprisingly well. I guess this map has a bit of an ashy look to it, doesn't it? Ow. Damn it. Any tips on getting a PS5? Look on your local sellers thing, and then be prepared to pay an extra $100 or $200 to get it. Or you can also follow those Twitter pages and hope that eventually you get lucky or something. That's really the way to go. But if you really want one, and you've waited this long, you might as well wait till you can find a regularly priced one. But if you're waiting this long and you really want to get one, just go ahead and pay extra for it, because that's going to be the only way you get your hands on it. Ow, ow, ow. Again, depending on where you live, some markets there's, you know, some available, some markets there's not. It varies all around the world, because different markets have different scenarios and different stocking situations. Yeah.
Losing objective Baker.
Ooh. You play Cyberpunk on Sega Saturn? Oh, wow. You talking about Shadowrun? Actually, I don't think Shadowrun was on the Saturn. Is that on Nintendo only? Trying to think of what platforms the old school. I want to say it was like the NES and stuff was the original Shadowruns, right? Like Super Nintendo? Hmm. Oh, and I was playing the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King today, because I was like checking out some games running on the 360, you know, from the OG Xbox, because they got a whole box of them. And I was like, oh, it might be fun to do some videos for these things. And it's like, that game, I realized today after playing it why it will never become backwards compatible. None of those Lord of the Rings games will. So, like, you have to have the licensing to the Lord of the Rings. You'd have to have the licensing okay for the movies. You'd have to have the licensing okay for all of the different characters that appear in those games, unless there's some sort of like long-standing thing where they own the likeness to like Gimli and stuff. Because that game is like literally, it fades between cinematics from the movie to gameplay and gameplay, which is actually like really impressive. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it literally, and I couldn't show it in the video because you get just screwed for copyright, but it literally will do a freeze frame showing like a scene from the game that matches a movie scene perfectly, and the frame will transition into the film. It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And it's still a lot of fun, that game. That one, and yeah, there's a couple of games I was checking out today, some old ones. Oh, my experience with Dead or Alive Extreme 2 was frickin' riveting today. That was quite something, I tell you. I had forgotten the magic of that experience. Because I bought the Dead or Alive collection on disc, right? And it came with Dead or Alive Extreme, and I was like, cool. I would have liked, what is it, Dead or Alive 3 that I'm missing from my Dead or Alive collection, but, you know, Extreme 2, I get a kick out of that one. Let's see, so I got a bit of a kill streak going on. I kind of want to see if I can preserve this. Let's get myself some grenades, and if I miss comments, don't be afraid to re-ask or whatnot. It's a mix of focusing on what's happening and going off on my own tangents. Oh, damn it. Good evening indeed. Yeah, we don't really know anything about Payday 3 except for the fact that they're apparently working on it, but I mean, I don't know. It's, I wonder if that one's gonna be a, hey, it's a little late for this to come out with a sequel, or, you know, is there still like a dedicated community? I really don't know what's gonna happen there, but I don't know, maybe it'll come and it'll be a big thing for a bit. Who's to say? Two Towers and Return of the Gangs. Return of the Gangs. No, the Two Towers and the Return of the King. Yes, they're very good games. I enjoyed them thoroughly when I was younger. We would go to like my buddy's house, and we would like then go to another house, I think it was, and we did like we spent a day doing the Two Towers or whatever. And at his house, we did like Return of the King and stuff. It was, yeah, they hold up decently well, I gotta say. All things considered, it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of fun. The checkpoints were freaking brutal, but I had some fun revisiting it today. I only have Return of the King though, because like I said, I bought like a box of OG Xbox games, like a few months ago or something like that, in anticipation of the new backwards compatible drop, and I just like, it was kind of like a buy the whole thing kind of thing, and you know, I got some different, like I got Pariah, I played that today. Runs like garbage. Oh man. There's quite a few games I got out of that, so I'll have some maybe fun videos taking a look at those in the future. Just, you know, might as well get some value out of them. Share them, talk about them, stuff like that. Oh, that guy's dead. We're dominating, guys. Double kill. Nobody mentioned that they weren't moving though, guys. It takes away from the fun of that being a cool double kill.
They're taking Charlie.
How am I having such a hard time on that? Oh, it's over anyways. What about Rumble of Roses? I actually forgot that was a thing, and I forgot that that was backwards compatible. Is that available to buy, Rumble Roses? I have to take. Let me pop this up on here on my computer. I want to see if this is actually something that's still for sale. Rumble Roses. I also was talking to my Xbox rep about possibly getting some help getting some games that are like delisted and you can't get them. You have to get them physically. So I'm gonna see if they can give me some codes on stuff. You can buy Rumble Roses. You know, if it ever goes on sale, I'll buy that one. I can't justify spending 15 bucks on it, but, you know, if it ever goes on sale, I'll pick that one up. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Incoming tax hike? I feel like I'm missing some comments here. Most of your Series S games are 60. There's quite a few. It seems like a couple new ones are doing 30, and then people complain, and then they go and do an update for 60. I feel like people are, like, some companies are just being a bit lazy because of it. FPS resolution boost. I definitely love the improvements to older games. It kind of helps the tides for when we wait for a newer experience to come. You use your vacation incentive to purchase your PS5. Well, there you go. I hope you're enjoying it, Laurie, and stuff like that. Have fun with it over the course of the gen. Last Kids on Earth review. Your younger self would have loved it. That's what I was saying is, like, you know, I sat there and I played a little bit of it, and I worked through the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. Like, I know a lot of people were saying, oh, it looks terrible and stuff, but, like, from a kid's perspective, that game's pretty cool. Especially if you read the books or you watched the Netflix show, you'd be like, oh, this is kind of an enjoyable little hack and slash. It's something, you know, if I had kids and they watched that show, I'd play it with them. It'd be enjoyable. You know, different games for different audiences. So there you go. Can't believe you mentioned Rumble Roses. Tax-free, it's an incentive. Nothing is tax-free. Actually, in Canada, if you win anything, it is tax-free. Whereas in the States, don't they take like 50% or something? But yeah, no, Canada, if I win the lottery, I win $50 million. I get $50 million. Same with any sort of winning here. There's no taxation on any kind of winnings. And I think there is a form of inheritance that's also tax-free, but there's loopholes and stuff around it. But yeah, no, actually, winning in Canada is a tax-free situation, which is kind of neat. If you didn't know that, but I don't know about other places. Talking about Lord of the Rings. Yeah, we were talking about those old Lord of the Rings games. We were talking about the licensing, but it's like, so you need to have the Lord of the Rings licensing. You need to have the character licensing. You need to have EA's licensing because they made those games. Those will never, ever become remastered or backwards compatible because that is like a legal nightmare to kind of get that thing going. But you know what's not a legal nightmare? Liking the stream, subscribing is great, donations cool, consider becoming channel member. Currently the Patreon option streaming all the time, lots of fun. So much fun. Cut offered Puggerl. A free pint? Oh, you guys are talking about to get your stuff? Yeah, I got, well, I didn't get anything, but they were offering like $100 or something here for like a little bit. And I was like, I guess I should have just waited out. Because like I wasn't in a rush to get like my stuff because, you know, I don't really go and do stuff, right? Like I don't have like regular work where you need to go out somewhere. So I wasn't in a rush, but you know, I was in a rush because I wanted to get it done and, you know, get back to normal on stuff. But then they're like, you know, like I could have waited a few weeks and I could have had some, you know, a few $100s or something. And it's like, what? Unbelievable. Yeah, at least a donut or something would have been nice. Instead, all of it did was like take my time out of the day and whatever. Yeah, a pint would have been lovely. Everyone loves Rumble Roses. Do people even know what Rumble Roses is? Like, honestly, I can't believe, like, there's some games for backwards compatibility that I'm like, wow. And I do believe every game should be preserved and made available for future audiences to enjoy. But, like, of all the games, I was like, Rumble Roses. Wow. Okay. Fascinating. There's also this fighting game called Girl Fight. It's just like, ugh, that one's backwards compatible. I don't think there would be value in doing a video on it, which is why I haven't, but that one kind of cracks me up. It's called Girl Fight. I think it's like what, a Majesco title or something like that. And it's like a modern warfare women's fighting kind of thing. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Quite fascinating indeed. I think those are like unfriendly dogs going about eating people, right? Can dogs climb stairs in this? Kinda curious if I'm safe or not. Oh, I actually got a hit marker on that grenade. Ow. Modern Warfare 2-2, I am excited. On Dusk. They are doing Dusk. I mean, I did tell you, I don't know when Dusk is coming out. I just told you they are doing it. I literally have the email from the developer saying they're doing it next. Keep in mind, when you do games and you do, you know, if you're a small indie group and it takes, you know, 6+ months to port your game, that it's like, it's a bit of an effort, right? So you're not gonna necessarily see it right away. But I can assure you that Dusk is coming to Xbox. You know, I literally have the developer's word on that. I mean, I guess I could ping them and be like, hey, any word on this? I mean, if you really want me to. Reminds me I need to email about RBI and see what's going on with that game. But I think that franchise is sadly done. That reminds me, I'm gonna plop that in my calendar quickly, guys. Email RBI. That way I don't forget. There you go. The 3D audio headset? I have no opinion on that one. I kind of wish I would have checked that one out, but it's like I don't really need a headset on PlayStation because I never talk with people on there. But yeah, it would have been nice to review and cover that one. Vanguard dogs are the same. What? Oh, you think the Vanguard dogs are the same as the dog you got? That's funny. Yeah, they're not very bright. They get really stuck if you just stop moving too. Your friend has Rumble Roses and you didn't know it was backwards compatible? Well, you better download that with your friend and go have a fun night of rumbling the roses. My question is that game like based on something? Like, is there an actual like Rumble Roses like league? Or is that just like Konami was just like, yes, let's have a bunch of ladies in scantily dressed outfits fight each other. We'll make it a game. I mean, it is Rumble Roses XX. Is there like a whole, 20 Rumble Roses games that I'm not familiar with? Did it start out on like the Super Nintendo and they're like these 2D pixel art ladies and it's like Rumble Roses 1 and everybody's like the long-awaited Rumble Roses XXI, like 21? That'd be funny. A Quake 2 Series X port? I wouldn't expect to see a Quake 2 port. I mean, I'd like to, but I don't foresee that happening. Like, the only reason we even got Quake 2 kind of like, with the RTX thing was just because NVIDIA paid for that to happen and had their developer do it. But like, yeah, off the roof with you guys. I don't know, like, who would work on that, right? Who would spend the time porting Quake 2 over? And I don't see it. I'm not saying that wouldn't be possible, but I don't foresee them doing that. Unless they want to do like a big tie-in for the Quake remake that's apparently happening. But I mean, I would have thought that the Quake Remastered already would have been that tie-in. Because they did a great job on the Quake remake if you guys didn't play it 4K 120 on the X and stuff. It's quite nice. Is that our V2 rocket? No, it's theirs. It's never our team that has it. Never is. Something about Christmas. Oh, the Christmas doggos were hilarious with the antlers and stuff. It was very, very funny. There is a Gollum game coming. Actually, what was it? Didn't Nikon get bought, or did Nikon buy somebody? Oh, Nikon bought, or Nacon, whatever they're called. They're actually buying quite a few companies. They picked up Daedalic Entertainment, if you guys know what that is. It's kind of an iconic studio. They picked those guys up. We're not studio, but a publisher, Daedalic. But GoldenEye apparently might get announced in the next couple weeks. So in March, I would look for that being announced and stuff. So there you go. Could be coming. Ooh, look at me leveling up. Getting that battle pass going. The real dream is to unlock the Canadian emblem thing. Where is that? All right, this one. I want to unlock this. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like the best, but it's not bad. 120 FPS COD is amazing. Yes, it is. Yeah. Like, seriously, 120 FPS shooter action is, like, where it is at. If you can get it. Like, I love playing MCC at 4K 120. It's god tier. Absolutely god tier. Just like the fluidity and stuff. It's so nice. You have Quake 2 on the 360. Oh, it's a bonus disc. See, I could see Quake 4 being added after the Activision purchase. Quake 4, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and Wolfenstein 2009, I would see. Becoming backwards compatible. Oh, Stu, thanks for becoming Cookie Crumbler. Crumbling the cookies. I appreciate your support of the content. Because I can throw in the emotes in the chat, too. I feel like it's less instant if I don't also throw in some kind of thing there. Bring back mercenaries? Magic 8 Ball says unlikely. Which reminds me, I still need to do a video of mercenaries running on the Series X. I will get to that someday. Yeah. Gondola. Now, I like that map. And it's like, they have 24/7 Casablanca, but not Gondola. And I'm like, I like this level. It's Snow Bunny season. Ugh, the hell is that thing? Did they end the Valentine's stuff? Because I didn't get any of that stuff done. I don't even know where you check the seasonal stuff. Social? Member list. Oh, we have an inbox thing. Clan invites? Has invited me to a clan. Thanks, but I've got my own clan going on here, though. Request Sam Gilbert. Accept request. See, that's weird. Like, they send a request, and then you have to accept the request, and then it sends them an invite to join. So it's just like, what? They request to join, you say okay, and then you have to send out a join request. It's like, wow. Horizon Forbidden West on an OLED. I really don't think you're gonna see OLED burn-in, buddy. I really, like, even by the time you do, you'll probably be buying another TV, right? Like, I really don't think you'll have a problem with it. And even then, seeing that the experience of games on OLED is just like, it looks way better. Every year, you know, well, except for last year because LG was being a bit behind on things, but like usually I get to review their OLED TVs and they're freaking just stunning. Like the picture quality is such an upgrade. I can't wait to see like micro LED and stuff and OLED advancements in the future, but OLED is just like, the games look so good. Horizon probably looks freaking just gorgeous with the HDR and all that. Figured it out, it declined the last few times. Oh, I'm glad it's working now. Thanks, Stu, for your support. Oh, using the Canadian flags. I like that. Yeah. Seeing lots of thumbs up emotes. You're playing better now because you're part of the clan. You gotta represent, you know. Looking for 2 players. How freaking long are we gonna... I'm just gonna restart this. It's like one of those things that just hangs. It's like, we need 2 players, but they can't find 2 players for us. That was weird. Attack on Titan. I'm hoping we get Indiana Jones, though, and, like... Again, Captain America. I would buy those. Unless those were just joking on us or something, but... Yeah, I'd quite like them. Does anybody remember when we got the action heroes, you know? Because they did Bruce Willis and Rambo at the same time. I'm wondering if they're going to emulate that as a release schedule for when this game is going to get those characters. You know what I'm saying? Because usually Call of Duty, they very much patterns, right? So I'm wondering if it'll be the same scenario there. I think that was like almost like what summer that they did that. You have an OLED and Rumble Roses looks amazing? I bet it does. Rumble Roses 20. They need to get going on some resolution improvements. Dome again? Come on, there's like 20 something maps in this game. Freaking Dome over and over? Just sucks. Dome, 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 dome. Dome and Das Haas. Just shoot myself with this stuff. Anyways, it's a new match. Be sure to like the stream. Subscribing is great. Donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member like our pal Stu did, or well upgraded. Alternatively, Patreon option. Streamed all the time. Lots of fun. We're working and inching ever closer to the Costco hot dog emote. But yeah, it's gonna take a while to get, I think, still. If we get it. If you game a few hours a day, you'll get burn-in? I really don't think so. We have this like discussion to fight over and over again, but you're not gonna get burn-in that quickly. If anything, you know what your best bet is to go that, was it RT Rings or something? Or RTings? You know that site where they do the TV comparisons? And read about the burn-in on there. They do great burn-in tests. If you're worried about your OLEDs potentially burning in, go look into that. Aw, damn it. I was trying to shoot the fire barrel there. I am so freaking sick of this level. It's like, it's just not a good map for this game because it's so freaking tiny. Ugh, and it just seems to be like this one and that freaking Das Haas just show up in rotation over and over and over again. And I don't know why, like that's not even like a 24/7 playlist for this, right? But yet it seems to be the most common level I get. constantly. It's weird. It's so weird. There should be a... Actually, that would be really cool if they added an option where you could, like, tick off maps that you don't want to see, kind of like Battlefield servers do. Just being like, yeah, you know what, tonight I'm not feeling, you know, Dome or something, and just be like, tick it off your list. I'll sit there and matchmake longer if I have to just to get a different map. Get out of here. When Plasma came out, oh man, Plasma. Ugh. Bright Memory Infinite? Weren't they targeting this year for Bright Memory? I think Bright Memory Infinite is coming out this year, because it released on PC, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, the PC version of Infinite released there? And then I believe they said in the emails it was like 6 months after that they would, that it would come to consoles, Bright Memory Infinite, so, or console, because I think, is it only on Xbox? I can't remember, but, yeah, so I believe that's the case there, is what's gonna come. When did it release? December or something? So probably like in the summer, I believe, assuming there's no delays or anything for Bright Memory Infinite. Yeah. Because I think that's what came out on PC, right? They released a PC version of it not too long ago. You know, it's hard to remember. I do get like a bazillion emails a day. I've got like 4,500 unread emails right now. It's freaking ridiculous. And it just gets worse like every day. I need a day where I just sit there and just go through them all. Yeah. Yep, lots of people still play this game. It may shock you, but this was the #1 selling game last year. So yes, people do still play this game. A lot of people. Yeah. You know. Oh, come on! That person should be so dead. Ben Studios. Siphon Filter? I don't know if they're ever gonna... I haven't heard that name in a long time. When was the last time we had a Siphon Filter game? I don't think you'll see that again anytime soon. I believe Bend is working on a new game, aren't they? Like a new IP? With your next bonus at work. Well, I hope you enjoy it if you get your hands on it. Seriously, OLED screens are just gorgeous. Like, your games will look so freaking good on them. I do stand quite firm by saying, like, I think the LG, like, C series, right? What is it? C... Like, I reviewed the CX, the C1, I think they're on the C2. I stand by those being probably the best TVs for your gaming experience. They're quite gorgeous. Although I am very happy with my LG TV here. It's fine, but you know, I always get a little bit sad when I review one of the OLEDs and then have to send it back to the shop. A German Shepherd someday. Well, I hope you enjoy your dog if you get it. Cover Shadow Warrior 3? I don't have plans to. When does Shadow Warrior 3 come out? I'm a little spread thin at the moment. I'm doing King of Fighters. I just kind of wrapped up tonight, and then I'm gonna work on Elden Ring, and I've also got Elex 2 that I'm working on, and I just am wrapping up Horizon as well. You know, I got the video review, which will be out tomorrow for that one, and I got to do the written review. So I'm a little, again, I'm a little spread thin on my time right now, but if you let me know when Shadow whatever is coming out, I can probably look into it. I also need to request what is it, Grid Legends. I totally forgot that was releasing this week. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much stuff. It's a lot of work for one person. What can I say? But yes, I do try to cover as much as humanly possible. And I still got that, was it Chorus I gotta work through too that they sent me, so I'm looking forward to having a night where I can sit there and work through that one. I don't know if maybe we'll do like a stream of that one. Might be a good way to do it. Let's try to think, because that's the spaceship one. I'll have to look at how long that game is, because we might be able to just sit there and work through it in the stream or something. Yeah. March 1st. So, coming up pretty soon. Okay, I'll look into that one, I think. That might be with my one PR, though, that I gotta... Not with one PR, but one of my PRs that I have to, like, finish another game for, I would imagine, ahead of time, to be able to be like, hey, can I get this too? So, yeah, we'll see about that one. I don't think it would be too hard for me to get my hands on, but I don't... Put that one as a maybe, I guess, would be the biggest thing on that. Yeah. So put that as a maybe for Shadow Warrior thing. I am desperately going to try to get through Elden Ring tomorrow, or as much of it as I can to review it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They really like for Elden Ring, they actually did give me like a decent amount of time with it. Like I had it on PC as of like last Monday, but you know I've also been working on Horizon and all these other titles, so it's like time is spread so thin, it's unreal. And it's not even the summer where I go out and like do hikes and stuff, so it's just like there's just so much coming out at once. It's funny, you know, you look at January and it's like, oh, it's a little bit quieter and stuff, and then you get to like late February and it's just like bang, bang, bang. If they would have given me Horizon earlier, I could have covered that one and been, you know, through it, but yeah. Samsung's QD OLED tech? I have no idea what that's going to be like. See, the issue when I don't get to go to CES, I don't get to hear about this tech and stay on top of the bend on that kind of thing. I mean, I could probably email my Samsung person and be like, hey, yo, can I get the deets on this? And, you know, that would be helpful. A sweat fest. Yeah, it says pretty fast paced. It's not for everyone. Thankfully, there are, I don't know, 20 other Call of Duty games you could play if you find this one too intense. Yeah, let's see, anything else exciting happening? It's Monday night, so we're gonna start seeing, like, hopefully some new announcements and some exciting things going on. Battle Pass! See guys, we're so close, we only need another 62 levels to go. Considering I haven't done much with this season, we're doing pretty good. Pretty good indeed. There for charging. Favorite game this year so far? I would say Horizon probably is the front runner for me thus far. I mean, I haven't played too many new games, right? There's like what, Crossfire X, Horizon. I've got Elden Ring, which I can't talk about. King of Fighters. There's not too many new releases yet, right? Like, so I'd say Horizon's the front leader. And kayak? I do like my kayaking. I haven't kayaked in a bit because, you know, it's freezing out. Yeah. Ooh, those are some fancy skins that everybody seems to have the same blue color for some reason. Anyways, it's a new match and a new chance for you to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donations cool, consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option, streaming all the time. Lots of fun. Too much fun? Yes, too much fun indeed. Except we seem to get the same 2 goddamn maps over and over again. Again, 20-something maps, but it's just like the waiting in this game is so freaking weird where it's just like, you like Diamansk and Dome? Okay, that's all you're gonna get. I mean, I don't even really like this map that much. Like, it's an okay level. It's a little lopsided with its design, though. You get this spawn out here, you just get frickin' screwed in it. Yeah, the sea spawn really blows my mind. Fun for the whole entertainment of your family. Or whatever that means. Anyways, let's cap this. If anybody comes, I'll have it. No, I got shot. Is ice kayaking? I'm sure there's people that kayak in the winter. It's not something I would do, but you know, I'm sure there's, you know, I'm sure the Aboriginal folks, they would have to do that kind of thing back in the day, right? Because it would be right now would actually be perfect because it's like, you know, it's cold, but it's the river is kind of thawed, so there is like a, you know, area where you can go through the river and it's like the water's all flowing. Because it's got to be pretty cold for the river to be like, you know, thick the whole way through and stuff, or even thick enough to the point that you're not seeing water flowing. Ah, damn it. The C1 series. That's a mighty TV you got there, Slaughter. It's a beauty, that one. Nice cap, guys. Nice cap. Damn it, I need some support. It just let me die out here. Did they add ground war? I think they added... I mean, I didn't really look, but I believe they were supposed to be adding some sort of... I don't know if it was called ground war, but I think it was maybe called that awful thing from, like, Black Ops Cold War. Like, I want it... In my mind, I want to say firefight, but I know that's Halo. Firestorm? No. You guys know what it's called? It's like... It's a stupid name mode that I hated in Black Ops Cold War, but I believe that's what they're adding to this. And I don't know, it might be a mid-season upgrade. Yeah, it might be a mid-season thing. No, damn it. Yeah. Just makes no sense. But why wouldn't it make sense? If it's the winter, you need to get somewhere, you bring out your kayak and you go kayaking. You know, back in the day, you probably didn't have vehicles and stuff. And probably didn't. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't have vehicles at all, but you know what I mean. You bring out the kayak, you got a kayak, you got a kayak. It is what it is. Ice kayaking, that's kind of funny. I do enjoy kayaking, though. I didn't think I would, but it's actually kind of fun. You get to be out on the water and stuff, and it's a little hard on the, you know, the arms and stuff. It takes a lot of work, and sometimes it, like, your skin on your fingers gets all, like, kind of messed up from it, you know? Little calluses and stuff, but, you know, it is kind of fun. Almost a little bit peaceful, I guess you would say, to some degree. I thought there was, like, a car. Oh, freaking hell, trying to grab that gun and get shut up. VRR in games? I think Halo Infinite just has general, like, performance issues for campaign stuff in that game. I don't, like, VRR is doing its best to help in that situation, but yeah. I don't know, Infinite, I have really weird feelings about that one, you know, coming off of it after a while. Yeah, just back on the MCC, basically. Halo 3 ODST's Firefight? Yeah, you know, I'm actually surprised. Like, it just feels like for, you know, each Halo game we just get less and less. And you would have thought that stuff like Firefight would be like a standard going forward. Because it was so well received in, like, what was it, Reach and ODST, and then it just kind of like is not even there anymore. It's kind of sad. Because it's a cool mode. It's just like a fun little cooperative thing in a little arena, right? Spies in the sky, yo. Why would you want to take C? I'll take the points because we're on it, but, like, you know, it's gonna flip the spawns and we're just gonna get screwed. Remember, guys, A's the spawn you want in this game. Or at least this map. Can I climb here? Thank you. Ow. Yeah, I think we're all caught up on that stuff. Yeah, just the quaint time of upgrading. Did they announce if there's more maps coming to this, or is it only the 2? Like, it seems to be 2 per season, right? So, it's probably all we're getting for a couple months or so, and then there'll be new stuff. But But I do like Gondola quite a bit. And Casablanca I don't mind either. Just always looking forward to like new content to sink my teeth into. Down you go. I think that's gonna blow up and kill me. Nope. Okay, I'm alive. Should I try this? What is this kind of gun? Is this like an LMG? Oh, it is. Okay. I'll give it a whirl. Ah, this thing actually kind of kicks a little bit of ass, doesn't it? Oh, now I'm dead. Yeah, firefight mode. It is a blast. Like, especially, like, you know, you're in Reach and you're on, like, what, the ship level, and you're just, like, explosions and, like, run apocalypse and stuff. Yeah, firefight's a real treat. And I know they kind of added it with Halo 5, but that really wasn't, you know, the best take on firefight. Hogwarts Legacy. Well, apparently it's still coming out this year, so I hope that one delivers. There's, for me, there's high expectations on that. Because I think, like, the Harry Potter universe is kind of ripe for gaming, and we just haven't gotten anything really from it. Yeah, I'm also surprised that they wouldn't maybe try to do, like, lazy remasters on the old games, because they basically, they never did a game for the last one, did they? But I'm like, you could basically just do like a remastered collection of those Harry Potter games. I bet they would kind of get sales, you know, just throw them all together. Do the whole Hogwarts journey, how exciting. But it feels like an untapped universe from a gaming perspective. Ow. But that's another problem though, right? So many universes, so few developer options out there for creating these games and stuff. Yeah. You haven't seen Filet lately? He's been on a number of streams. Hello there. It's 4 maps per pack. Oh. At least they're free now, I guess. I do actually almost think that like paid DLC though was like kind of the way to get more content more often. It's weird to be sitting here and being like, oh, I kind of wish we went back to more paid models. Like, you know, as much as people hate like the loot crates and stuff, you know, Gears 4 had the most characters I've ever seen in a frickin' Gears game. It was just stuffed with Gears characters, absolutely stuffed with them in the multiplayer. If you liked a Gears character, there's a good chance that that character was in that game and had like 3 or 4 variants to their outfits. But it's like, yeah, Gears 5 was just like, oh, jeez. And then watch it go like free to play like Halo did, and I'll just be like, oh no. Like, it's good for expanding the player base, but yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of the stuff around Halo Infinite, I think the free to play was kind of maybe the issue there. When it really shouldn't have been. Like, you should be able to knock a free-to-play Halo game out of the park. And I know it's got like 20 million players, but like, I feel like the number, like it should be more popular over a long term, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think the population numbers have really kept. And it's like, seriously, like a free-to-play Halo game should just be like insane. It should be the biggest game that people non-stop talk about. Yeah, it is what it is. Premium, freemium. I don't know, I just like, I really, you know, I look at the tens, really, the tens of gaming, like 2010s, and I compare them to the 20s, and I think of those games just having like a lot more content to them, right? Like a lot more full games, and I guess it was easier to make games then too, but yeah. Just how it is. George R. Martin's plans for Elden Ring. Yeah, the story part's kind of interesting for me. But it's gonna take a lot of work for me to sit there and crank through that Elden Ring, but We'll have a stream for it at least, you know, 1 or 2, I would imagine, because I know people are going to be hyped for that. But I'm going to try to get my review or get to a point where I can review it at least at some point. And yeah, but stay tuned. That will be, I don't know the dates, but it'll be this week. We'll have Elden Ring streaming, I would imagine. Horde mode. I love the Gears Horde mode. It's a lot of fun. It's become a little complicated in the modern era, but like Horde mode was always interesting. Yeah, I remember doing it was like 4 hours to like beat normal Horde or whatever. It was just crazy. Just freaking crazy. Yeah, it kicked off like a whole era of like games having like a Horde type thing when Gears did that. And then it became the whole Battle Royale thing, and we'll probably transition to some other kind of big game mode that everybody likes, and it was like Among Us was briefly that. Are we ever getting Fall Guys? That game is going to be so like overly dead by the time it comes to like all the other platforms. It's so weird. The semi-open world for Halo Infinite? Yeah, there's no value to it. If anything, I think that maybe was too ambitious for them, and yeah, because it's like it's really depressing. You play Horizon Forbidden West and you see that gorgeous, stunning next gen world, and then you play the Halo Infinite open world and it's just like, ugh, like it's really just like it looks like crap almost compared to the Horizon world. It really does actually kind of look like crap compared to that. And that's supposed to be like the pristine crown jewel of the Xbox library, and it's just, huh? Yeah, no, that is an interesting thought, because they're both open world games, and 343 wasn't up to task. They really need to get new management at 343. I've said that before launch. I've said it now. I'll continue to say into the future. I think the biggest thing that's holding back 343 is the management on there. I think they need new people running the show there, because otherwise it's just going to be the same repetitive stuff over and over again. But it's a new match and a new chance for you to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool, consider becoming channel member. Creatively the Patreon option, stream it all the time, lots of fun. Quake 1 Remastered has amazing Horde. It actually is a pretty fun little Horde mode on that one. Yeah. Are the old Harry Potter games backwards compatible? No, definitely not. But I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, it's all Warner Brothers stuff, and I guess it depends on what the likenesses are kind of done, but like, I don't see why you couldn't actually make those backwards compatible. Because again, I assume Warner has all those licenses because they own Harry Potter, right, from that perspective. But, actually, you know what? Weren't the original Harry Potter games made by, like, EA? That actually would be very hard to do, wouldn't it? Because like, Disney seems to own all the rights to the older stuff, like LucasArts kind of, like, set things up so they own a lot of their things, and now Disney just, you know, has the rights to a lot of these older games. But, like, yeah, for Harry Potter, depending on how those licenses are done, I think EA actually owns the first few of those, don't they? Did they do the first 3 Harry Potters or something, I'm thinking? Like, I'm trying to remember all of the licensing things. EA used to do a ton of third-party licenses. They still kind of do with all the sports titles. And, you know, Activision had a lot of those third kind of party licenses, but nowadays most companies are just, like, doing first-party stuff because it's cheaper to work with and you make more money. But, yeah, because, you know, like, Activision used to do, like, the Bond stuff, and so did EA, too. EA had, like, a lot of early 2000s licensing for, like, different properties, didn't they? Because they did the Lord of the Rings, they did the Bond games, they did the Harry Potter stuff from what I recall. Oh, that's interesting. Has to play on the 1S. I guess so, but it's just like, damn, there is a significant gap between the first party open world experiences. I'm hoping Fable bridges that gap. Like, I'm expecting Fable to be a frickin' stunning masterpiece. I really do have, like, insanely high expectations for that. But yeah, you look at Halo Infinite and you just kind of be like, you know, it's almost like even more impressive that Horizon looks as good as it does, considering Halo is just kind of like a shooter game, right? Like, Horizon is shooting, melee, with dinosaurs you can dynamically break, and it's like Infinite's open world is actually really not that impressive. It really, really isn't. Huh, I should do a comparison video. That might be entertaining. Games are next gen only, right? Then we're really gonna see what we're doing here. You miss movie games. I do too. I actually miss the movie tie-ins. I know a lot of people are like, oh, movie tie-in games, I'm glad they're gone. Those were the worst. But I'm like, you know, every once in a while you got one that was like really good. Like, was it Revenge of the Sith? Expands upon the movie well. The Lord of the Rings games were entertaining. Really well done. You know, it's just a little, kind of a little disappointing. It was some of them were like cash grabs, but some of them were golden. And I think that's the case with like almost any game, even outside of like IP licenses. It's just like, you know, some of them are actually pretty entertaining if you do it right, you know? I like this map quite a bit. I don't know why, but it just takes me back to like the older Bond games a little bit. EA games. I was right. Oh, so yeah, EA games indeed. Their management? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's just like... Seriously, if I was looking at Phil Spencer, I would be looking at like the numbers for like Infinite's like player base after launch, and I would just be like, okay, who's ever been managing this company for the last 10 years? You know, Frankie, Ross. Anyways, I would be like, okay, it's time to get some new people in there or something. Like, that's the issue. It's gotta be, right? You know, it's gotta be the problem. That, I would imagine, also their reluctance to keep staff on payroll and stuff. So what they do is they have this setup at Microsoft where they're sorting staff in every 6 months and stuff, like, because it's cheaper than having, like, you know, full-time workers and stuff. So a lot of the staff is, you know, in and out and that doesn't bode well for game development either. But it's like, I think the management is what to look at there. Because you look at Gears, and I know some people, you know, they don't necessarily like new Gears games, but they're all critically acclaimed, they all run well, they all look good, they keep their player base going. Gears 5, not as much, but Gears 4 and stuff, really, really strong, did well. And you look at who's running it, and they, you know, they did really well. It was Rod, and then he's on to somewhere else now and stuff. And now he's back at Xbox again, which is funny. Because, you know, well, he will be once the Activision's purchase is done, but it's, I think it's management. I really do. I think it's management for Halo 343 that needs to be revisited, and I think there needs to be at least some shuffling that goes on. Yeah. But it also looks bad too, right? Because they've got certain people that have certain accolades and stuff that are part of like 343, and it's kind of, it would look bad if they shuffled them around. But you know, you got to get to a certain point where you're looking at your crown jewel of your franchise IPs, and you got to do something better with it. Like Halo definitely deserves better, and maybe we're actually at a point where it doesn't matter. I guess, you know, they do have lots of other shooters and stuff that are surpassing Halo and what it delivers nowadays. You know, they own Doom. I'd say Gears of War is a better franchise at this point. Yeah, they got Doom, they got Wolfenstein. They're basically better shooters at this point. Quake will be when it gets remade. Call of Duty is going to be on, you know, stuff, and you may have differences on COD, but COD always gets well reviewed. It always has, you know, good critical acclaim. It always sells well. You know, you got Overwatch. Maybe Halo is just going to kind of sit a little bit on the back burner. That might be a thing in the future. Never should have shut down Lionhood. I agree. They never should have done that. You passed all your social studies test. Congratulations, Slaughter. I'm glad that went well. And I think we're caught up on stuff. Yeah, I think that was a big mistake, because, you know, that's why originally I had some issues with, like, Phil Spencer as, you know, like, head of Xbox and stuff, because, like, one of the first things he did was, like, shutter Lionhead, and I was like, what? I was like, no! Because I quite liked the Lionhead stuff. Oh, you know what also would be good? Were you talking about, like, the movie adaptations of games, or were you talking about, like, Lionhead's The Movies? I don't know if you guys ever heard of this thing called The Movies, but it was a Lionhead game, and I actually own it physically, where you make movies. That's like the game, is you make movies. It's kind of like those like video game maker or whatever, where you're like, you know, making games and then you sell them and stuff. But like in the movies, you're like running a studio lot, you're actually creating little films, and you can create your own little films. And then you gotta like release it, and there's like reviews and stuff, and your movie does well or doesn't do well, and it's it was actually like a pretty cool game. I think I still have it physically somewhere, but yeah, the movies, there's a Lionhead title. Valhalla's DLC, I don't believe I will check it out. I don't have plans for it. The next Gears is good. I'm betting on it to be a real showcase of what Xbox can do. Because, you know, even if you don't necessarily love the story or whatever in Gears, you can definitely say that 4 and 5 have been like benchmark visual showcases of what the Xbox can do. Gorgeous games, absolutely gorgeous. I'm dying like crazy. You look at me, I got like 12 kills or something, and you look at this guy on my team, 40 something. It's like the disparity between like the top and the like even the middle is like crazy sometimes in this game. But I do honestly feel in how fast COD is now, you're almost more beneficial just to sit there and camp than you are to actually move around at all, which sucks. But Project Spark. Yeah, I remember Project Spark. I did a video on the Series X of Project Spark running that Conquer level, actually. It did pretty well for views, yeah. Pretty well indeed. Yeah, I like Project Spark. It was almost a little too ahead of its time. I don't think the hardware was there for it. But then again, it's like these games where you make other games seem to be popular for like a very limited time, because I think Dreams has that issue too. They really need to get Dreams running on the PC, I think, as well. They need to port that one over, because that's a PlayStation game. It's super cool, Dreams. Super cool. Works very well. But I don't really hear anybody talking about it after like the first week of it releasing, which is a shame, because it was such a neat game. But yeah, that one I think would have a better life almost on the PC side of things, those builder games. Boom, 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 boom. Microsoft letting you down? They had a great year last year, Xbox. They had, didn't they have the highest critical acclaim games last year, Xbox? They had Age of Empires, Forza, Halo Infinite. As much as I like complain about it, it was critically acclaimed, did very well in that regard. Psychonauts 2. You know, they did really well last year as a studio. What else did they do? There was, I think there's 1 or 2 more that were like pretty well acclaimed as well that released from Xbox last year. But yeah, you know, it's like a lot of different games too. Like again, Psychonauts 2 was absolutely phenomenal. If you guys haven't played that game, it's great, so good. Forza was glorious. Halo Infinite, you know, again, critically acclaimed. Opinions differ on things, but it was reviewed quite highly. And Age of Empires was very well reviewed and shafted by people, guys. It's so good. Well, actually, I think the sales were good on that one. I don't recall, but I feel like some of the reviews almost let that one down because they're like, it's too similar. It's like, well, yeah, it's Age of Empires. It should play like Age of Empires. I don't know what they were expecting. It's the same as like with some of those Gears 4 reviews. They're like, it plays too much like Gears. Well, yeah, they're not going to change what the game plays like. Once you get up to like your 4th, 5th games, your gameplay style is established, and if you move too far from it, people will be like, what the hell is this? Yeah. Matrix, The Path of Neo. I don't think we'll ever get those backwards compatible, but I always hear great things about The Path of Neo. You want Fable? I want Fable 2. Well, I mean, we have Fable 2, but I want Fable as well. And it's a new match, a new chance to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, Patreon option. Streaming all the time, lots of fun. But I'm very, very excited about Fable. You know, it's really such a great series, and I hope that that is kind of a crown jewel of the Xbox library once more, as it should be. I think Xbox made a big mistake not allowing Lionhead to work on Fable 4 and having them work on Fable Legends. And, yeah, we could have had a Fable 4 at this point, guys. Maybe even working on Fable 5. Maybe we would have been on Fable 6. Hard to say, but things work out in different mysterious ways, and there's not much you can do about it. But I am really hoping though that with this like spending spree and Xbox's actual focus on like, you know, propelling these studios forward now, that we're gonna start to get, you know, some of these game companies that are studios that they've bought up really reaching their full potential. Just like I think a lot of the PlayStation companies, you know, they've been well supported and now they're, you know, really reaching their full potential. Like you look at Horizon, that franchise is just great, you know, and the style and everything. So I'm thinking, you know, we're gonna see some great stuff out of like Ninja Theory and In Exile, and I would also imagine Compulsion. And then we're going to see some bigger things from like Double Fine, and it's mostly about getting resources behind these companies that make great games and then help them make bigger and even greater games from there. And I think that's the model they're working on nowadays. Hopefully. Hopefully. Wanted to create a small game. Oh, Within Dreams? Yeah, well, I think the tools on that one are pretty decent. Sounds like you never got around to doing so, but yeah, the game was like really, really neat. Because I was like, the first week I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. If people actually keep on this game, just think of the things we could have. We were having like Sonic remakes in the first week, Mario remakes. I think those all got shut down due to copyright, but it was really neat. And I was like, the potential for this is outstanding. And then I haven't really heard anything about the game in like a couple years now, and I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't think that one really reached its full potential, which is such a shame, because those creative games are always neat. But I've also noticed those creative games never quite seem to really take off, if that makes sense. Unless there's something like Roblox or Minecraft, where there's, you know, they actually have a game, and then the building is secondary, and the building propels the main game forward for years onwards. If that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, lots of fun. Ugh. Playing on DOS Hasa again. What a shocker. Guess I should camp on my little thing and get a bunch of kills. It does bother me though that that's like the style of COD. It's just like if you sit around, you actually do better in this one. Whereas like older CODs, I felt like I could run around and just annihilate people. But that could also be the combat pacing, the fact that there's so many people that it's harder to actually get streaks going. Bum bum bum, heated. Ah crap, is that an enemy set of dogs? Or is that a friendly dog? I can never tell in this game. Like I said, I wish they would add collars to them so I could be like, okay, you know, blue collar, good dog. Red collar, bad dog. I know they look differently depending on the team they're on, but that's not enough of an indicator for me to be like friendly or not friendly dog. I didn't get the kill on that one. Good old Minecraft. Oh, Perfect Dark. I think that one's gonna be exciting. I mean, we've got frickin', you know, top-class people working on it, and then you've got the support of like Crystal Dynamics on Perfect Dark. I think that one has the potential to be a frickin' stunner. Avowed as well. Like I said, there's lots of good stuff coming, guys. I know it's taking time, and you know, it's frustrating to me too, because I want to be playing these games, reviewing these games, and sharing these games, but you know, you give it a couple more years, you're gonna see some frickin' outstanding stuff from Xbox's first party. It's gonna be really exciting. And I think that starts this second half of the year with Redfall and with Starfield. I think that's when the Xbox like kind of golden age is really gonna kick off, and it's just not gonna stop for years. There's gonna be great games coming. It's truly exciting, at least from my perspective. And they're gonna have so many studios to play with after like this Activision purchase is done. Oh, the might of like Blizzard Activision kicking at like all cylinders is just so tantalizing to think of. Just imagine the things they can do with like unlimited Microsoft budgeting. Oh, it's gonna be exciting. So many things to review, so many things to do. But for now, we just burn people alive and wait till it happens. Mega kill. Feel the fire. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. That legendary guitar solo is great. Avowed. Oh, Avowed's gonna be so cool. I hope it is. Is that a bad guy right in front of me? Got him just before dropping the bomb. One guy? Really? Okay. Let's capture it all, guys. Ah, damn it. This game has the dismemberment stuff. Yeah, you know, there was a lot of people saying this game doesn't have very good gore in it. And I was like, you can literally see, like, bodies get, like, liquefied and, like, split into pieces. It's savage. Oh, have a good one there, Laurie. Yeah, have a good one. I don't know. There's just, there's cool things on the horizon is the biggest thing. I was actually, like, I tweeted this a while back. I was thinking the one night that Xbox should, or Microsoft should maybe look at doing, like, a TV wing or something, or, like, a movie. Because I know they did one for Xbox. They did the whole Xbox Entertainment department, but they closed that because the Xbox One wasn't very well received. But, like, it's weird almost that they don't have a department that handles that kind of thing. You know, they've paired with, like, Paramount, basically, to do Halo, the TV series, when they could be doing that all in-house. You know, their competitor Apple has it, their competitor Amazon has, like, a TV department. Now imagine that being rolled into Game Pass, having, like, you know, TV shows and movies based on, like, Microsoft stuff. And it would be hard to scale, though, would be the biggest thing, because everybody's so established. So they would probably have to partner with, like, Netflix or something to get the distribution going on. I could see them doing, like, a Game Pass. You know, on Game Pass you get to watch these movies and shows, but on, like, regular traditional TV it's distributed through Netflix until they build up their own library. But it's just, like, it makes more sense to me to do it all in-house than it does to, like, send it off, especially when you've got, you know, Apple doing TV and movies, and you've got, you know, all these competitors doing it. Oh, spy plane. Ah, that's why. I was like, why can't I drop this? There we go. Double kill? No kill. Oh, let's sound. The blocky textures and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, Halo Infinite could look really cool when they remake it in, like, 20 years or something. But at the current point in time, like, it does at times look beautiful, but most of the time it's just, like, it really doesn't look that next-gen, that open world. I had some real issues with that one. I mean, I reviewed it and I talked about all that stuff, so, I mean, I got my opinion out on it, and that's all there is, right? Nice. I got the flame nut again. Oh, come on, I need one more for the doggos. The match is almost over, though. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I guess we're just gonna have to be on the flame nut. Just, it's over. Noah Sega, Stalker, State of Decay 3 as well. I hope that one really reaches its full potential. Like, State of Decay 2 was Microsoft pumping a little bit of resources. I think State of Decay 3 is going to be like this huge, like, zombie management thing with a little bit of co-op. Oh, I'm so excited about it. Prequel to the original BioShock. See, I don't think that would be too exciting, though, for people. And the big thing that people like about BioShock, for me, is you're exploring a place where everything has fallen apart. And I feel like every time that we go and explore in a movie, in a TV series, what happened beforehand, it's never quite as exciting as seeing afterwards or the results of a downfall or something like that. Because like, what would be the game though, right? Like you're just exploring Rapture and it's getting built and it's all nice. Like it took a long time for that all to like just fall. Or are you witnessing like the downfall of it? And that might be kind of cool maybe, but like I think the fun of, you know, those worlds is seeing it on the edge, like BioShock Infinite. You get to see it a little bit pristine, but then you immediately see that it's cracking all over the place, and you get to see the whole area just like break down and fall apart. And you know, with BioShock 1 and 2, you get to explore this world that's already fallen apart, and you're kind of just witnessing this like chaos. But I think like a prequel to that might not really hit the mark there. Horizon Forbidden West, for me, I didn't really have glitches or problems. One of my reviewer pals mentioned he had some issues with bugs, but I did not come across any while I was streaming it that really stuck out to me. And of course, you know, you can go and watch the archive streams of the entire game, but yeah, I didn't notice any bugs or problems. Halo 2 Anniversary looks stunning. Halo 4 looks really good too, at 4K 120. Both those games, beautiful, run very well. So, yeah, I don't know. Infinite, I just, like, it doesn't quite really hit it for me. And do keep in mind, like, Halo is my favorite franchise. I've loved Halo since I was, like, 6 playing Halo. Every Halo game is, like, an important part of my life, almost. You know, important years and stuff of me aging and whatnot. And it's just, like, they really need to do something magical with it to get it back to that level of, wow, I can't get enough of this. That would be nice. Because I don't really see anybody playing Halo Infinite anymore. I mean, I don't know, we could go on like my friends list here. And it's just like, there's nobody playing Infinite. I mean, there's not many people online, but, you know, on a day-to-day, I don't really see it that much. It's a new match. Be sure to like the stream. Subscribing's great. Donation's cool. Consider becoming channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option, streaming all the time. Lots of fun. Except for that. I thought I would have had that guy. Disappointed.
Hardpoint activated. Hardpoint is ours. The lead's ours. Hold on to it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Call of Duty to become like a first-party game. It's just like, it's so exciting. I know some people are like, oh, you don't like acquisitions and stuff, but I don't know, it's like a nice payoff for like sticking through the Xbox One era almost.
Enemy has the hardpoint.
That's kind of how I'm feeling, is just like, you know, there's actually like good competition that'll be happening. And believe it or not, acquisition is a way to compete.
They're driving us back.
And then most people just be able to like not have to pay for COD, and they just get it through subscription. And that's wild. Exciting times ahead. That's the biggest thing, you know. It's a little quieter now, but it's gonna pick up and then not stop. I don't think. I think they're just gonna keep cooking and pumping out games for like years. I do wonder, actually, do you guys think Halo is going to be a 10-year game? I really don't see it. Unless they like start just like pumping out map content and stuff and really revitalize things. I don't know. We'll have to see. That gold camo, it's what I do. I rock the gold. I rock the gold. I never aspired to get anything better. Because that's me, I coast. Actually, the fact that I even bothered like grinding out the gold camo on this gun is just hilarious to me, because I typically just do not care to do that kind of thing. Prequel to BioShock would take place on Earth, playing as Andrew Ryan? I don't know, like it would be more like a drama, it'd be like a TV series almost, than like, what would be the action of Andrew like getting to making BioShock. You know what I mean? Like, where's the conflict there and stuff? Where's the guns? Where's the shooting? Where's that BioShock aesthetic? Thoughts on COD coming back to the Switch? I think that's a good thing. But I think it'll be COD Mobile. I think that would be the perfect game to release on the Switch, would be Call of Duty Mobile. Absolutely perfect. Because there's no way in hell this game is running on the Switch unless you're doing that streaming thing. Where you're using Xbox's cloud streaming, somehow they got that on the Switch. That would actually be very smart because that would be all Azure cloud. So these are the two scenarios I see. Because there's no, or three scenarios that I see for how COD will be on the Switch after Xbox gets them. A, Call of Duty Mobile. Makes sense. You know, portable, best COD stuff, lots of microtransactions, make a lot of money off of people on Nintendo consoles. Perfect. And it just keeps getting updated, so you never have to release a new version of it. Same thing over and over again, right? Very smart. The second option is they are releasing remasters on the Nintendo Switch. You know, the original Black Ops 2, you know, strip the multiplayer, it's just the campaign stuff, you know, quick little $40 sells to people on the Switch. And they would buy it because, you know, Switch is a lot of, it's like a haven for older games getting re-released for extra money from companies. The third option is Xbox has somehow done some kind of deal with Nintendo, or they're doing a deal with Nintendo down the road, where they're allowed to use their Azure cloud to do Xbox cloud gaming to the Switch, whether that's through direct Game Pass or maybe some kind of specific only for COD games being streamed through that service to Switch users. But in my opinion, the cloud gaming for Xbox still needs a bit more work. You know, that wave line that kind of goes down every once in a while, that needs to be smoothed out before you get that going on the Switch. But like, you know, as is, there's no way in hell Vanguard or Cold War or Modern Warfare 2.2 or Modern Warfare 2019 could run on the Switch. There's no way. It takes way too much storage. The games are way too big. The performance is way too demanding. It just couldn't be done. So that's how I look at it. No way it'll be 10 years, right? You don't like Infinite? Oh, well, I don't like you then. Seriously, like, Infinite is probably one of the best games I've ever played. It might arguably have the best story of any video game ever created. It's a masterpiece in storytelling, gameplay, and character development. I think it was the first time I ever had like an AI assistant in a video game that didn't suck. Like, Elizabeth was helpful, she was fun, she was engaging, she mattered to the story. BioShock Infinite is a masterpiece of gaming. Absolute crown jewel of, like, Take-Two's, I guess, assets. You know, outside of the fact that, like, Grand Theft Auto prints billions, but you know what I mean. Yeah, BioShock Infinite is truly something special. I'm sorry you didn't get that out of it, but that game is truly a unique gem. Yeah. Maybe it'll take 10 years, we'll get the full Infinite experience. How would 10 years of Halo hold up? That's the thing, it's like, so apparently they're gonna do like the Gears thing where they do occasional story additions, like the next one's supposed to be like Halo Infinite, The Endless. It's supposed to be a story, like, addition to the game. But it's like, there's a certain point where that game's gonna just not look the best, and they're gonna have to like rework it, but it's like, how do you rework that game and keep supporting the Xbox One version? We've talked about this before in other streams. Like, there has to be a certain point where it's like you can't like natively have Infinite on your Xbox One. It'll have to be cloud streamed, which is something they're working on. But at the same time, will people be fine with just streaming that game, or will they want it like actually on their console? But you know, you have to overhaul Halo Infinite in order to, you know, kind of keep it concurrent, keep it running and stuff. And I don't know, it's a hard sell to do that for 10 years, that one. I don't know if I see it. Outsourced to other companies, they already you see that dog just falling off the sub. Oh my god. Anyways, they do already outsource. That's their thing, is like, you know, they additionally do like contractor things, 6-month periods, so they don't have to have them on staff and whatnot. But like they also work with like what is it, Certain Affinity. They used to work with Saber Interactive, which is now becoming its own big studio because Embracer. I think Embracer owns it, right? Embracer bought Saber Interactive. I think that's what it was. So it's hard to keep track of all these acquisitions in a consolidation era because like so many people are moving so many different places. It's wild to keep up with, honestly. But that's a lot of Switch things though, right? It's like a lot of Switch games are running on the cloud. Hitman, the Kingdom Hearts games, the blah blah blah. But it's like, that's how you get that on that console? I just... There's no way that this game could run on the Switch. No way. Absolutely no way. Yeah. They did start from scratch, right? There was acquisitions, there was building. It takes time to make games, and companies don't realize that. Like Amazon, Google particularly thought they could come in with Stadia and just like take over. It's like, no, you gotta have studios, and it costs money, and it takes like decades to build something. And it's just like, Google is like, no. The moment they got rid of their first party was I knew they were done with gaming. And I know they're still hanging around, and people... Stadia fans are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. You know, I like Stadia. I think it runs well. I think it looks pretty good. But man, is that thing just... It's never going to take off like these other platforms. They're trying to like actively like license and like rent off their streaming service as like an option for companies. It's never going to be like a competitor with Xbox or PlayStation or even Amazon because they don't want to invest and they don't care to invest long term. And it's kind of funny. Anyways. The new anti-cheat makes people... Oh, the infinite shield and stuff? Yeah, that's going to be pretty funny to see if I ever go to Warzone. Migrated over to MCC. Yeah, MCC's still looking healthy, so I think that one's just kind of the con to go to. I'm always happy to answer questions and talk about things. It's kind of my thing in, you know, the industry is like looking at this stuff and try to help. Where are the maps? There are no maps! Well, I think Certain Affinity is doing the Forge, right? And aren't they rumored of doing that like exclusive Monster Hunter-like game for Xbox? I don't know. All I do know is you should like this stream. Subscribing is great, donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option. Streaming all the time. Ain't that right, Jeff? Yes, it is. Ain't that right, Daniel? Absolutely. Anyways, let's go and kill some people. Yay! Oh, he shot like a noob tube thing at me. Stadia console? There is no Stadia console, it's just like an invisible streaming thing. And it's a shame too, because it was like... I really thought that Stadia was going to be like a big thing because they were starting to put in an effort on it. If that makes sense. Like that was the weirdest company setup I've ever seen. So they've got an amazing press portal. They didn't really have a good setup with the press initially. They were nice though, because like I said, when I didn't get Cyberpunk to cover on Xbox, I was like, oh, that sucks. And then Stadia was like, hey, you want to code for it? And I was like, yeah. So that was cool. Somebody stole my kill. That makes me sad. But like literally the week before they announced that they were closing their first parties, like their first party studios, you know, they released this beautiful press portal. So if you guys don't know what a press portal is, it's a place where you get image assets, it's a place where you get contacts, where you might be able to request games. But like you can request any game on Stadia to cover it. And like basically, for me at least, they would just send it to you. Like any game. Like I have to dance around that kind of stuff. You know, I have to like, you know, this company handles this game, this company handles that game, Xbox handles first party. Sometimes they get third party stuff, but not too often. But for Stadia, I could request any Stadia game, and within like literally 12 hours, I would have access to that game. And I didn't have to download it or anything, I could just like, you know, stream it, which is the coolest part of Stadia. You know, you get a review code, takes 7 hours to download on here, it's like Call of Duty, but on Stadia, I just play it. And it's like, yeah, it had like a lot going for it, but then they're like, oh, we're closing all our first party studios, and I'm like, ooh, that's not a good look. That's not a good thing. Like I thought they were there to compete, and then they're like, oh, it's because Xbox bought bought Bethesda. They're like, oh, we can't compete in the market anymore. And it's like, Bethesda was why you were like not able to compete, or do you guys think that maybe they knew Microsoft was going to start investing in games heavily? Because I mean, I assume that industry, they know that kind of thing, but maybe they were like, oh, Bethesda's just the beginning of it, and that's why they know they can't compete, is because they don't have a stake in it like other console platforms do. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. And a bit of a shame. Because I spent all that time putting Stadia stuff onto my websites like Navbar, and I think I'm going to start removing it when I do my big 2022 update to my navigation bar on my site. Yeah, I spent all that time because I was like, I'm down on the Stadia, I'm doing it. And then it's just like, they don't care. It's like, oh. In March? What's releasing in March? I don't know. I look at things at a 2-week period of time, like what comes out in the next 2 weeks, because that's when I request stuff to review, is 2 weeks ahead of launch. So I can't even think of what's coming out in March. Like right now, I'm working on Elix 2, I'm working on Elden Ring, that's kind of where my mind is, but, if you throw up some March titles, I could pick 1 or 2 I'm probably excited about. I'm still waiting on Life is Strange codes. They still haven't printed out the console codes for that one. I even talked to my rep the other day, and they're like, we're still waiting. I'm like, oh, I want to play Life is Strange. Being the only Stadia reviewer, that's why there's so many. No, believe it or not, there's other ones. There is a diehard older media guy that got like a Stadia tattoo on his shoulder, and I can't believe it. I was just like, why? I don't think he watches my stream, so I think we're cool there, but I was just like, you do know this platform is gonna vanish eventually. There's like, and then you see all those like tweets, they're like, they retweets a lot of other, like, there's this diehard like Stadia group of content creators and stuff, and I'm just like, you guys are freaking like, you do know this is gonna vanish, right? Like, you've been in this industry long enough so you can tell when something's not gonna make it. But it's just very, very funny. It's so there are actually like diehard people that still cover Stadia. But it was good. There wasn't a whole lot of competition for like reviews. You ranked very high when you did it. You got easy access to stuff. And again, you might be like, oh, there's no competition for reviews. You get things easy on there, but it does help a lot. At least for me, when I can go on there and I can just be like, I want to cover this game this week, and then you just request it and you get access to it immediately. That helps so much. Like, for now, I gotta track down, I do thousands of emails in a year because I gotta, like, email all these different companies and all these different PR people, and these PR people, they go to different places, and they're constantly switching. And it's like, it's a nightmare. An absolute freaking nightmare. But with the Stadia, it's just like, sign in, request, come back, have my code. It's, it saves me a ton of time. Like, an absolute ton of time. It was nice. We need some support. Yeah, like, support's always the way to go. How am I? I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm doing decently well, living the day-to-day, doing my work, and having some fun occasionally. Halo Infinite or Splitgate. I don't really have plans to stream Infinite until they add something like new maps or something like that. So nothing there in the moment, and I don't have any plans for Splitgate anytime soon. But of course, you never know, but yeah. Shifting to a lot of new games releasing at the moment. We're actually kind of at that time of the week too, or time of the month, where you're gonna see like a couple old CODs being streamed, some older stuff, so stay tuned for that. But so we're definitely, I think it's this week is gonna be some Elden Ring streams, so that's coming, but and some new releases and all that kind of stuff. Always things I'm working on. I'm talking too much. I don't think I talk enough sometimes. I feel like I need to yell more and be like, ah. Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise? Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo. That one. I'm excited about that one. I have no idea what it's gonna be. No idea at all. But I hope it's good. I don't know. I didn't even watch the little thing on it. I saw some screenshots and I'm like, okay, I'm down for it. I mean, it's a Bethesda game. I know what I'm getting into. I'm excited for Ghostwire Tokyo. It could be cool, could be terrible. No idea. And I'm excited for that one because it could go either way. New IP is neat. The Dreamcast Goat. I don't think Sega will ever do that. I don't think Sega will ever come back to the console industry, but it'd be cool. It's a weird time though, because I don't see how another company could release a console, like a new company, because these consoles are so established now, and we're almost in that like weird era of, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to think of the word for it, where you're kind of like in the abyss or something like that. You know, Harry Potter was in it for a time, like the holding area of life and stuff. Feeling like it's a P word. We're in this weird shift where it's like eventually we're gonna probably go into streaming systems, like, you know, things will be streamed instead of having physical consoles, but we'll still have physical consoles, I would imagine, for long term. They'll always exist, but we're gonna shift more to like streaming content for gaming eventually, like it's coming. You know, like limbo, but I think there's another word too for it, but we're like in this limbo where it's still like consoles are here, but they're like, you know, I don't know if they're going to be here forever because streaming's going to take over. And then, you know, to be a new company to come up with like a console nowadays, I think only Apple could maybe do it, but like it would be very hard to do and it would cost a lot and it would be a lot of effort and you'd be climbing uphill, and it's a weird industry because it's very hard for new companies to come in and really make a mark on the industry, as odd as that sounds. So yeah, streaming games gives you anxiety. It could be a lot of pressure, I guess. Like if you're talking about, like, are you talking about streaming games or like doing what I'm doing where I'm live streaming? Because like from my perspective, when I was doing like, this guy kind of looks like he's cheating. Yeah, that looks like cheating, right? Like, am I crazy where he's snapping between people like that? Anyways, it's just like a lot of pressure. Like when I was doing the Horizon stream, you know, every time you like mess up and you die and stuff, it feels like there's a lot of pressure. Less pressure in these multiplayer games because it's like, whatever. But you know, you do need to compete to look entertaining for people to watch. But you know, you do like Horizon, and I died like what 40 minutes of time on that final boss, and it's just like embarrassing, and you feel pressure. And I think I was like sleepy at that point because it was like 8 something in the morning, and that can be, you know, kind of inducing for stress and whatnot. Your Honda emblem got stolen? I have no idea. Like on your car, your Honda emblem? I do not have that kind of skill. I did find out that there's custom. What is it? There's like custom codes you can, or not custom codes, but you can put codes in. And I think I unlocked the Doritos card or something. Crunchtacular. Now, why doesn't this move? Wouldn't that be sick if it was like zooming in and out like Doritos? But I like the cookie crumbler. I'm kind of into that. But I think I unlocked like a charm, like a Doritos charm and stuff. Like there's a whole list of like codes I put in to unlock things. Let me see if I actually did that for my. It might have been for Cold War only, but let's see, customize reticles? No, charms. I think there's like a Doritos charm. Let's see. No, that must be a Cold War thing. Must be for Cold War. Golden Ritual. Yeah, it was like a Doritos chip or something you could have as a charm, and I was like, that's funny. I'd put a Doritos chip on there. I'd get such a laugh at that. It's just like a Doritos thing. I've got a new skin unlocked. Ooh, those look nice. Need another what? Oh, bonjour, Matt. Hello there. Yeah, that's an aimbot. What camera do I have? For what? Like for my phone, or like what do you mean? Playing games on a streaming device, unstable connection. Oh, okay. I I don't really have issues with that. I guess if you're playing multiplayer, like I know Kevin was really frustrated because he was like at times there'd be like a screen line thing and it was hard for him to shoot and stuff. But I don't know if I get anxiety over it. But I can see where that'd be a thing. Just keep in mind that eventually the streaming thing, it's like movies, Back in like the 80s, you'd laugh. It's like, oh, eventually you're just gonna stream a movie over to your house, and in the 80s you'd be like, that's stupid. That's never gonna happen. And then eventually it becomes good enough where you stream movies to your house and you're like, no, it's no big deal. Everybody does it now. That'll be gaming eventually, and you won't think of it, you won't think of it twice, right? It'll just be what you do. That's how that kind of stuff works. Technology is only weird and scary and kind of questionable until it becomes standard, and then you don't think about it. It's the same as like touch phones, right? Oh, we have to have buttons. Well, the touch phones or touch screens, they'll never take off. Everyone has touch screens. Or it's like movies. It's like, oh, well, we've done movies without sound for decades. It's like we're not going to move over to audio, and then all movies have audio now. Or it's like the era of the Western is never going to leave movies, and we don't really get Westerns these days, right? And tech changes faster than you think, and then at one point you're scared of something, and then the next it's just commonplace. That's life, basically. And what else is life? Getting likes on the stream, subscribing's great, donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option, streaming all the time, lots of fun. Too much fun. And I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Maybe Black Ops 2? I'm trying to think, like I can't really talk much about like my Elden Ring setup, but I'm pretty sure we're streaming Elden Ring this week, so stay tuned for that if you've been looking forward to that game. And do not expect greatness from me in that. Yeah, do not expect greatness.
We're in the lead.
But I will stream it, and I will try my best. And I will die. I see like a red dot over there, but I can't get him. Maybe I should chuck a grenade on that spot. Actually, up there's probably a little bit better. No, nothing. Oh no, I got somebody. Nice.
Ready for target. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky.
Spies in the sky, yo.
Securing able.
Is there a guy in here? Oh, damn it. There's a couple guys in there. Thinking of upgrading to the Xbox Series. Do I think there'll be a big difference for Cyberpunk? Oh yeah, massive difference. If you go to the Series S, it's going to be more visual and performance. If you go to the Series X, it's going to be like a doubling of performance and a great improvement in your visuals too. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you get a next gen like the Series console, you're going to be in for a huge surprise for what Cyberpunk has to offer. I got a video of Series X running Cyberpunk. I got a video of the Series S running Cyberpunk. And, I did one for the PS5 today as well, if you were curious about that. So I've covered all the basis of Cyberpunk on here. Camera do I use for streaming? For, like, the webcam? This is the Razer Kiru or something like that. It's the only camera I could find that did, like, 60 FPS, basically. So, yeah. God damn it. You could tell I don't cheat because my aim sometimes is just frickin' atrocious. Like, that guy should have been dead to rights. He even auto-aimed on him, basically. Oh, man. Sometimes. They're all spawning that way now. The spawns have flipped. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of guys. Expect only the best. Yeah, I'm just gonna be like clutching the hell out of it. Just gonna like dodging and stabbing people. Swap from the Xbox to Series S. Yeah, it's I do feel it is a massive upgrade though for like last gen, like Cyberpunk. It's just crazy. For a lot of people though, if you're going from the Xbox One to the Series S, the biggest change you're gonna notice is like performance. Just a massive increase in like actual performance of your games. And, you know, clarity too. I think a lot of people don't appreciate that. Is like the Xbox One is like, you know, kind of chugging on performance, and visually it's not quite clear. Whereas the Series S might not be targeting like the highest of resolutions, but it's clear resolution. Like, I know not too many people checked out my Vanguard comparison for Series X and S. But like when I did the comparison of Vanguard Series X to the Xbox One, like the frickin' difference in the visual fidelity of the two is insane. Even going from Xbox One to Series S, the fidelity quality, like you actually get that 1080p and it actually looks way more clear than it does on that Xbox One. So that's something I think people don't appreciate, but the biggest thing you will appreciate is the higher frame rates and the fact that, you know, you get that performance out of that Series S. And I think companies will start to, or developers will start to appreciate the Series S more as the generation goes on, because I think that one's going to be a big seller for people. Big seller. Because they're going to, you know, feature like Black Fridays, feature big sales. The Series S is going to be heavily marked down just so that they can just like get so many people with hands-on that console, and it's going to sell a lot of them. And, you know, people getting it as a companion, like, there's so many ways for why you need a Series S, and I went over that. Or what, not why you need a Series S, or why, you know, a Series S is, like, a really good option for so many different people. Because I did that review of it, or whatever, like, I think last week, so I think I outlined things pretty well in that. But, it's a nice little console. Stormtrooper initiation test passed? There we go. I just, like, I love saying that, though. It's just, like, you could tell I don't cheat, because I just lack the accuracy. Like, some people, it's just, like, it's, like, flipping back and forth, and it's, like, yeah, I can't even do close to that. Bum, bum, bum. It's just, like, I love, too, on, like, was it the Reddit, occasionally you get to see, like, they'll post cheaters in COD playing, like, was it Warzone? And it's like, you know, some people in the chat are like, or in the thread are like defending this person, and it's like, see, he's doing the flip technique as he's like dancing along the world, shooting through walls and knowing where people are. It's like a totally legit maneuver, and it's like, no, I don't think so. The games have decent auto aim, but not like that. Nope, not like that. Like, I know, like, the older Halos, like, the back of my... Like, I could play the Halo MCC maps probably blind if I'm just told what the map is, but, like, even I can't predict people through walls like that and stuff. That's just impossible. Without cheating, of course, right?
Enemy's got a war machine coming.
Ow.
They're taking Able.
Ah, damn it. A review of DayZ. I do have reviews of DayZ. I used to cover it like every update. I would do a DayZ review update, and I'm trying to think about doing it again. I was going to do a new DayZ tips and tricks for this year, but my pal Kevin's server there with all his buddies, we discovered it was a first-person only server, so I can't use it. So that was a little funny. FPS shooters on consoles without aim assist. Interesting. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but you can actually get, for a lot of games, you can do mouse and keyboard on the consoles now, which is kind of neat. Ah, freaking hell. That's another thing. I want to try to do like a PC stream of something, and I've kind of come up with an idea on how to do it, but I'm like, how the hell am I going to get like my mouse and keyboard set up when I have to look at the TV here? It's like I don't have like a desk or anything, but I have to get like a stand. Who keeps getting these V2 rockets every match? It's like the second one tonight. Who is doing this? My god. DayZ as well. Oh my god. DayZ runs so much better on the Series X. Like, if you were on the Xbox One, like, the biggest thing we talk about is our one pal, Kevin there. He was on last gen for a while. And, my pal Riley and I, we were on the Series X, and we're driving, and we're going straight, whereas him, he's like flying around. Like, you can actually, it's still not perfect because DayZ, you know, the optimization just sucks, but, you know, you can actually drive on a next-gen console in DayZ. And then Kevin got the Series S, and he's like, I can actually drive now. And I was like, told you, it makes like a huge freaking difference. Huge difference. Yeah. Stormtrooper's aim isn't bad. The blaster carbine, yeah. I'm glad you like the content. You have a good one too. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello. Oh, anything new? I'm waiting for something really cool in the... Oh, this is interesting. It's like a Viking outfit? It's a little stupid for World War I, but yet... Or, sorry, World War II, but it fits in more than silly stuff, I guess. Not too bad. Now that Xbox purchase can get done, we can have Master Chief in here. That's what I'm all about. I want to get some Master Chief skins in Call of Duty. That's the dream. Eventually, you know, we're going to get like a, you know, Quake Champions 2, and it's going to have all this Xbox IP in it for shooters, and I'm going to be like, ha 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 ha, it'll be glorious. Think of that, though. The ultimate, like, shooter game. It's like a few levels from COD, a few levels from Halo, a few levels from Gears, a few levels from Quake. And this, like, aesthetic kind of mismatched would be so cool. It'd be like the ultimate, like, heroic shooter. It'd be awesome. Ooh. Here we go. I like this map too. It's a new match, a new time to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member, alternatively the Patreon option, stream it all the time, lots of fun. You know what else is exciting, guys? It's almost a 1 year of streaming basically daily coming up here. I think in like March or April. So that's exciting. I can't believe I've been doing this much streaming, but I think it's been paying off pretty well. It seems like people generally enjoy it, so... Yeah. Certainly has allowed me to play a lot of games I wouldn't have played as much. Dying Light 2, I haven't checked that one out. Master Chief and Doom. So that's the thing that gets me, is like, why haven't they in Halo Infinite done like a Doom crossover or something yet? You own the frickin' IP, leverage it and use it for cool fun crossovers, right? Why not? That's what still makes like some of the Bethesda stuff seem like kind of split off, is we haven't had, you know, real integrations over yet. And it's just like, it's so weird that that's the case, and I don't know why. Hell, even do something like Sea of Thieves, have like a flag from like Elder Scrolls or something, I don't know. It's just like, it's a bit weird. Hardpoint located. Double kill. An assist? Oh, come on. I put so many bullets in there. Let's go, squad. Come on, I'm like shooting shots like crazy. I'm getting some hit markers, but no kills. Oh yeah, but like I was talking about, we'll have some, you know, some different kinds of video, I think, in the near future. I was filming some, like, games running on the 360, so we'll see how those do. You know, they might be some fun ones, just some, like, surprises and stuff up on there. So stay tuned for that. I don't know how well they'll be received, but, yeah, just trying out some different titles that I haven't played and stuff, and doing some video things on it. Might be fun, because we kickstarted that with the whole, you know, the Burger King games running on the 360 there for, like, was it Christmas or was it a New Year's surprise? We did that. But, yeah, I filmed some games on there, so I'm gonna trickle those in for some fun little surprises here or there. Oh, thanks, Barry. I'm glad you're enjoying the content and stuff. It's always nice to hear and whatnot. I always appreciate that. Heroes of the Storm, but a shooter. See, wouldn't that be really cool? It would be like, you know, different characters come in and stuff, and I think that could really work. I really do. I think that could be something that Xbox could uniquely do with all these IPs. Ow. Although it would be hard to mismatch them. Like, if they could somehow pull it off and do it where, like, you know, COD feels like a modern shooter, but, like, when you play as the Quake characters, it feels like an old shooter. If they could somehow, you know, mismatch that and hit the right note, that could be such a freaking cool celebration of, like, shooter history, if that makes sense.
Enemy has the hard point.
Nobody wants to defend the position. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Hopefully I hit 100k. Yeah, that would be nice. I'm trying to shoot for this year for 100k, but again, like, averages wise for sub growth, I don't really see it happening, but I'll be really close though. That's the part that's gonna be painful, is it's gonna be like probably like right close. But who knows? You know, we might get some big releases and might help grow the channel and stuff faster. And yeah, well, thanks for being along on the journey in general, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Do I think as time goes on there'll be games the Series X can't handle, or Series S can't handle? There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be that scenario, because again, like, CPU-wise, it's very toe-to-toe. You know, the only thing that I could see being an issue would be the RAM, would be my biggest thing. Because the Series S has a bit less RAM, but I think Xbox very much built the Series S in mind of something that will last this whole gen. So I don't foresee a scenario where something only runs on the Series X. I don't personally see that being a situation. I bet they can't even, I bet Xbox doesn't even allow that to happen actually, but I don't know, we'll have to see, right? I mean, even then, you know, you see the Xbox One is getting a little bit extra life to it, because you're going to be able to stream the games to the Xbox One that only run on next gen, right? So that maybe that'll be the case too, is like, hey, a game doesn't run on Series S, well, you stream it, the Series X version of it, to your Series S. A possibility, right? Or if there's mid-gen console refresh. See, there's so many freaking, like, there's so many factors that goes into this stuff nowadays. Like, if we were in non-COVID times, it would be so much easier to predict things. And I know things seem to be going back to normal, but there's gonna be years and years of just randomness in industry, like especially tech and gaming, for so long. The ramifications of it are going to last probably well over a decade until things get back to a state where you can more easily predict things. It's yeah, because a lot of what I do is I try to, like, you know, make logical conclusions, analyze things, and then have stuff that makes sense. And things are almost nonsensical nowadays. I mean, like, hell, you know, we got a movie with 3 Spider-Men in it. Like, PlayStation bought Bungie, Xbox bought Activision, and Bethesda, and, you know, it's like anything goes, almost. Except for Animal Crossing being successful. I mean, anybody could have saw that. Nintendo should have got going on that for console a lot sooner. Just saying. Yeah. Halo CE, the original, runs very well on the 360. That's interesting. That would be more of a comparison thing. Like, what I've done is I've recorded GoldenEye running on the 360, because I'm going to tie that into the fact that we're supposed to be getting a GoldenEye, like, you know, remake soon, right? I did Pariah today. I did Return of the King. And Brute Force, because I bought that physically, because I was hoping it would be backwards compatible, because it's first party, and it's weird that it isn't. I'm assuming that might be because of the game demos on it, actually might be the issue, because Amped is, like, there's game demos of other games on there, in-game videos, so that might be, like, a licensing problem for that title. But yeah, I bought Brute Force, so I wanted to do a video on that. What else do I have here? Like a list of them. Lord of the Rings. Dead or Alive Extreme 2. I filmed that today. Like I said, it came with my Dead or Alive collection that I bought physically. So I was like, okay, might as well do a video of it. So that was funny. I had to like replay the thing because I was like, what is happening here? I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what you do, so that'll be a funny video. And Call of Duty Finest Hour, because again, I bought a box of original Xbox games, so I got this whole thing. And I think that's it. And then I'm gonna film Need for Speed Underground 2, GoldenEye Rogue Agent, and 007 Everything or Nothing. And then I think I'm gonna be done with older stuff, because it's only the select things I have, unless I go buy something else, but like... yeah, that's it. I was thinking of maybe one on the Godfather for 360, but I'm like, I don't know. Because that one's not backwards compatible. It's kind of thing, it's like looking at games that you can't play anymore, because I'd like to do videos on those. That's my big thing. Will they release a ray tracing version of Minecraft? They're not working on it. So I was invited to the Minecraft boot camp thing they run every year. And in non-COVID times, I might have gotten flown out somewhere to enjoy that. But, you know, they did it online. I got invited to it. And I asked about that. They're not working on any ray tracing for it. They're not even working on next-gen versions of Minecraft. You know, unless they were lying or whatnot, but the whole point of this like Minecraft boot camp was it's like a content creators thing where you're able to connect and ask questions, and I learned about everything releasing and being announced for Minecraft up until basically, was it Minecon? You know, the last Minecon, which was in like what, October, November or something like that. So I knew everything that was happening for Minecraft like 6 months in advance, but they were, you know, those were the two questions I asked. Are they doing ray tracing? No. Are they doing a next-gen update? No. Or at least they weren't actively working on that at the time, so there you go. And they were very open about things. Sun solar activity? I'm not going to worry about that. There's other things I got to worry about other than sun random hits that could randomly happen, but yeah. That's not something I'm gonna worry about. Way too many other issues. Anything else going on? Ooh, they're doing a new Airy game. Wow, Airy 2. Bunny Parking the video game. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a quick look. This is that time of night that usually like new rumors and stuff pop up and whatnot. No, it doesn't look like anything. It's just that Street Fighter chat. Yeah, ray tracing on Minecraft would be nice. It's actually really weird that we see no support for first-party title for Minecraft like being special on Xbox. It's kind of a little depressing. I guess the biggest problem, because I've got on Twitter there somebody that used to work for, like, they worked on Minecraft back when the Super Duper pack got canceled, and I think I was giving them crap for it. Because I think they were like some kind of community leader or something. We were like in a fight about it, but they ended up following me, and we go back and forth about Xbox stuff over the last few years. Really friendly person, actually, which is nice. But they're saying the legacy of Minecraft is a bit of an issue because it runs off of UWP, which isn't very versatile for doing upgrades on. So that's why we haven't really seen anything. They have to really rework Minecraft to get like better features going on in it. But yeah, it's weird that they would show Minecraft ray tracing and then do nothing with it. It's a little disappointing. You know, like the best case scenario would probably be actually working with NVIDIA, but then again, you know, they use AMD for these consoles, so it's like, you know, because RTX is a NVIDIA thing and NVIDIA branding, which I'm glad that people are finally starting to realize that RTX doesn't mean ray tracing. That's good. That was a huge issue for like a few years there, where people were like, oh, are the consoles doing RTX? It's like, no, they don't. RTX is NVIDIA. And it seems like most people nowadays have sorted that out, so that's good. It's just genius branding. It's just like I laugh my ass off when they're like, oh, is this game PlayStation 5 enhanced? And it's like, no. On PlayStation, games get upgraded. On Xbox One X, games get enhanced. And on the Series X and the Series S, games get optimized. They're all branding terms. They don't actually really mean anything. I don't want Das Haus. Take your Das Haus and shove it up your Haus. Anyway, sorry. Did we make it to Costco? We didn't. Someday we'll do Costco. Someday. Some tech talk. Oh, I mean, if you ever need things explained further, don't be afraid to ask and whatnot. But, yeah, it's just like, those companies do. Xbox did a phenomenal job of basically owning the branding on how games get upgraded, which is hilarious. Because again, enhanced is just like literally a marketing term, so it's optimized. So it's always funny on the PlayStation videos. Is this next, or is this optimized for PS5? It's like, no. Or the most hilarious thing is like, why isn't this game getting an FPS boost on PlayStation? I'm like, because PlayStation doesn't have that technology. Freaking Das Haus. Oh my god, I can't escape this map. Yeah, you can see, it's easy to see why people get confused about that stuff, but it's like, yeah, it is funny. It is quite humorous to me, because I'm like, no. That's not how it works. It only works when you like the stream. Subscribing's great, donations cool, consider becoming channel member. Alternatively, Patreon option, streaming all the time, lots of fun. But, yeah, I always have to explain that. And people get really mad when you're like, no, this isn't coming to PlayStation. This isn't an update. You know, like the FPS boost. They'll be like, when is this arriving on PlayStation? And I'm like, it's not. And they're like, what do you mean? And it's like, you know, it's a technology, a proprietary thing that Microsoft has come up with. And as far as I know, PlayStation doesn't really have anything like that. So they don't get those kinds of updates, right? And it's some people just like, really? Like, the anger sometimes online is very intriguing. It can be quite frustrating. And then people get mad at you, and this is back and forth. Donuts. Donuts are good. I'd like to have more donuts. But there's also so many calories in donuts. It's a double-edged sword. Well, guys, I tried to escape Das Haus, but Das Haus came for me. You're like, Das Haus, no! And Das Haus is like, yes. I literally, like, joined and left Das Haus 3 times in a row. It's like, COD's like, you're gonna play Das Haus and you're gonna like it. I don't. I'm so tired of this map. Ah, freaking hell. By liking and subscribing, exactly. It gives you new powers. Understand things like you never did before. Like, I try to explain things to the best of my ability. We're gonna have to do more, like, I don't want to call them, like, PSA videos, but, like, explanation type videos, I think, going forward. Because I think that helps for terms. Like, if someone asks a question about something, I can just, like, link a video, and I think that helps. And those acquisition live streams, that was fun when, you know, I did the whole Activision Xbox thing. I did like a stream for it. Had a lot of views, a lot of views. We don't talk about zombies in this game, man. We don't talk about zombies in this. It's not a part of this game. Seriously though, the zombies in this is just worthless. If I'm playing zombies, I'm gonna do Black Ops 1 or 2. Oh, damn it. So freaking tired of this map. It's a terrible level. Well, it's not, but it's like, it's terrible because I'm tired of it. Ain't that right? Boy. Oh, you can actually break that? Oh, damn, that's cool. Did anybody see that gun do like a dance? It's like, what the hell? Actually, did anybody go see Death on the Nile? I actually quite enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lucas. This is very nice of you. Those explanation videos might be good, right? It's just like, yeah. What else did I do explanation videos on? I did COD will become exclusive, talking about that. I feel like I did another kind of PSA type thing not too long ago. I don't know, you do so many videos, play so many games, you forget things. Yeah, so do like a Sky's Explanations video playlist or something. It's the best way to do it. I was also thinking one might be fun for going over like all the IP that Xbox will own, you know, all the different franchises and whatnot. Ow.
They have the patrol zone. Patrol zone is out. Tank box inbound for you.
Get him, doggo. Oh, damn it. Ugh. I like the little fireplace painting there. Yeah, it's literally just this tiny hell house.
Heads up. Allied multiplier coming.
Why did they wait this one? Like, did a lot of people like playing on this map? Is this like a cool thing? I'm just like so curious about like other folks. They're just like, I can't get enough of Das Haus. I know small maps tend to be liked more, but it's just like friggin' hell. Seriously, they got like 20 maps in this game, and we see like 5 or 6 during a live stream of a few hours. Ah, damn it. Black Ops 3 zombies. Cold War we're not going to do any more stuff on. I may, when Game Pass is coming with the CODs, I might do Cold War on Series S for a video, but Cold War I hate passionately, so we're not going to do any more Cold War streams, ever. that one's done. But, yeah, Black Ops 3 zombies maybe someday. I don't really care for some of the changes that they made, but I do have the Black Ops 3 Zombies like package, so that one is a possibility. There's so many under the Activision umbrella, but you don't really see too many of them. But I was thinking like the Xbox IPs, I would talk about like, you know, what they own already, what they'll own with Activision, what they own with Bethesda, you know, kind of breaking it all down the chain. Das Haus with the shotgun nuke spot. Oh yeah, the shotguns are insane. World of Warcraft on consoles. That's the dream. That's the dream. Oh, misspells are fine. I'm sure people aren't critiquing too much on it. As long as I understand what you're saying, I'm not really too bothered. Yeah. Ooh, and the new emails are gonna start coming because it's a new work week. It's exciting. I know people like the weekend, but for me it's like nothing really goes on the weekend, you know? There's not any like new announcements or anything, so it's kind of like, oh, just kind of chilling and waiting. Not a bad view day. Terrible subscriber day, Jesus. Alright, well, that's fine then. So yeah, I'm never gonna hit 100k subs with this kind of like piss poor subscriber growth. That's for sure. Oh well. Let's see what we get now. How are we doing on this battle pass? Okay, so we got 59 levels to go. I wonder how many streams that equates to. What did we get, like 10 per double XP weekend or something? Or 5 per double XP or whatever? That's a lot of streams. When does this season end? 37 days? Huh. Is that like a shorter season than normal? I feel like that's gonna be very hard to get that over 37 days. Because what did we start on today? I think it's literally like 5 or 6 tiers per few hours. So we'll say 5 tiers a stream. We still have 59 levels, so about 60. 37 days. That's a lot of time. I don't know about this. It went free to play and stuff? I have no idea how that would work. Like, I think you're going to see a lot of changes with these MMORPGs. We haven't quite seen them with Elder Scrolls Online yet, but it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt some of the Microsoft models for that kind of thing. I could definitely see World of Warcraft, though they'd have to do something around the subscription. Either include it with Game Pass, or, I don't know, maybe get rid of it. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, like the stream, subscribing is great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option, streaming all the time. And I think a couple more matches probably will call it a day. Wow. Can you guys name the last time we had this map in a live stream? Because I don't think I can. I actually kind of like this level, but yeah, this one never comes up in rotation. Ever, ever, ever.
They're taking Able.
Strangely quiet. Oh, this is 4-on-2. Finally get this map and there's like not players in the game. That sucks. It's freaking Ghost Town. It's Call of Duty Ghosts, yo.
Securing Charlie.
Call of Duty Ghosts. Season 2 of Warzone? No, I haven't. I'm not really too... I don't know, maybe we'll do a half and half or something, but I find like the progression you get on the battle pass for Warzone is pretty piss poor. So it's like, I tend to ignore it because I'm like, I'd like to maybe complete these battle passes. But I also don't really... I don't enjoy Warzone as much as I did for the first year it came out. I feel like it's quite stale for me. Christmas time. What did we play at Christmas? Ubisoft is... Well, Ubisoft was just interesting because they said that they were open to acquisition. It doesn't mean they'll get acquired. They said that they can stay independent, but... Because they were telling their investors this, but they're like, we are open to acquisition. And I think it's a lot of because they're, you know, the CEO there is getting older. It's a bit of a family business. I could see them wanting to cash out and stuff, so... Could happen, you know, buying Ubisoft would be like a sixth of like Activision, so it wouldn't really be like a huge thing for like Xbox to do that as well, in my opinion. But like there would be some, you know, legality stuff and some regulation stuff that might be a bit of an issue in other countries. I would say would be the biggest thing because Ubisoft is such a global company. Yeah. Play this Christmas, like Vanguard, or play what on Christmas? Gonna go eat, enjoy your food and stuff, and that. What's up with my name? So my name comes from RuneScape. I made it when I was quite young. I don't know why specifically I chose the Sky Captain thing. It wasn't for the movie. It definitely was not. I know a lot of people always say that, but nope. And I made it when I was like, I want to say like 10 or something like that. It was for RuneScape. That's where my name like literally spelled the exact same, because I couldn't spell when I was you know, that young. Apparently, was it 10? I don't know. It was like, well, I think the early 2000s was RuneScape, right? So I might have been like between 10 or younger or something. I came up with it, I believe, is the age kind of gap around there, because I was playing it in kindergarten, grade 6. I knew I was playing RuneScape before then. I don't know how old you are then, because that's so freaking far back, but I'm trying to think of the age. Anyways, so I made it there, and then when I was trying to pick my like gamer tag on Xbox in like, what was it, 2007 or something, and I'm like, I might as well just make it the same as my RuneScape name, and then I just kind of kept with it. And I wasn't, I was never into doing the whole change your name to be as part of a clan, so I'm thankful I never did that. And yeah, that's just kind of been the name since, I guess, and it's just kind of the identity now. You just play it for giggles. See, like the thing is, like Warzone, it's just like, I had like a group of people during like the early days of COVID and whatnot. We were just, we played a ton of that. We played all day, with Kevin there. Kevin and our pal Riley, we would just literally sit there all day. We'd play the Warzone. And I think after a certain point, I was just like, this is not changing. And then with the new Warzone, I don't really care anymore. And it's just like, I'm just not really into it. But, I could see doing a half and half stream with it at some point or something again. And, like, I don't mind it. It's just like, I don't know, it's almost too repetitive. And I'm just like, I'd rather play this and get like actual, like, meaningful leveling too. Because it's like, you only get so many days to work through these battle passes and stuff, right? But yeah, it's just the fun of it. You don't have to be good at it, There's always going to be intense people. But at least the cheaters are like handled a little bit better, so that's a good thing. I love seeing the frustrated cheaters on like little Twitter videos where they're like crying because their shots are like ricocheting back at them, or they can't do as much damage and stuff. I love it. I literally watched a guy that was just like tears. He's like, this game's broken. And it's like, you can't cheat anymore, can you? Because it's like, so, I'm not huge on cheating. There's some things in life, you want to get gamer score or something, and there's an exploit you can use to get it faster, whatever, who cares. But like when you're playing like a competitive game, and some people are trying to, actually play it or take it seriously, or just try to enjoy it with pals, and you're like, seeing people through walls and stuff, it takes all the fun out of it, right? So I definitely don't approve of that. The Berlin map at Christmas. Well, Kevin hasn't streamed, or Kevin hasn't joined any Vanguard streams because he's just not wanting to play this game. So the only time we played with him was the beta during like November or something like that, or October. So that's probably not then. Because that would have been the beta that we would have last played this Berlin level and stuff. Yeah, because I was even like, footing the bill and stuff for Kevin to jump in on this one. And he was just like, nah, I don't want to play it. And I was like, alright, whatever. It is what it is, You can't make people jump into things. That's for sure. Bum bum bum. But I kind of like this map, and I just feel like it never pops up. I know I did do a video, though, when I did... Oh yeah, Will Call of Duty be exclusive. I did get footage of this map, though, because that showed up in rotation. I was like, oh, I forgot this was even like a map, and, that could be it. But during streams, I don't think I've seen this one since, like, the beta, basically. I could be wrong, though, but, it's always the one where I'm like, damn it, why don't we ever get this map? Drives me crazy. And Red Star is another map we rarely ever see. It's the map rotation on this game is just really not well done. They have such a plethora of levels, and they just do not take advantage of them.
Charlie is lost.
Oh, damn it. Members can't go back from this far. Oh, it's fair. I love asking the crowd, though, for things, because it does help fill in the blanks. Because I remember there's, like, this one time I was like, I don't think I've ever done that, and then was it, like, Filet, who was just like, oh, you did that back, like, 6 months ago, and I was like, wow. He's got the neat facts there. What was it also Filet that did the whole, when the last time I streamed, what was that one game? Gears 2, or was it Gears? I think it was Gears 2, and it's like, you haven't streamed this in 6 months, and I was like, how do you know this? I was like, that's so impressive. I guess you can search it up on the channel page, but it is just, it's kind of entertaining. That's a teammate. That's a dead guy. We go from having the advantage of players to not having the advantage of players and losing. Ugh. That sucks.
Closing with Charlie.
Might as well go for it all. The spawning is so inconsistent these days for domination that it's hard to do the domination 2 rule and actually succeed. Because in other CODs and other games, the idea is you hold 2 domination points and then you can just kind of spawn hold them, but this game just does not allow for that. An enemy A? It is. I feel like you don't unlock enough quips in this game. Because I've specifically said it where she's like, let me teach you a lesson every time I capture a position. And it's kind of annoying, but I don't have any other audio quips to put in. Literally don't. That guy doing like running away and doing twirls and stuff. It's a little bit weird, but you know him do him. I mean Phil, his old name was Filet. I always say Filet because I like to change up the names. That's why it's Larry and Barry and Filet and stuff. It's like I just have fun with people's names because obviously it's not, you know, Larry or Barry or or Filet, right? So that's just me being playful with names on that one. Yeah, that was who was mentioned, but I just play around with his name. For the lols. I do it with a few people, right? Isn't there another person? But, yeah. That's just me playing around. That guy running in there with an MP40 all spraying everywhere. Team MVP. God, that ice pick like assassination is freaking just savage. Champagne. You can tell that I pay to win because I have the cool outros. Although paying to win doesn't seem to get me too many kills, that's for sure. Oh, it was only 6v6 too. This is a map that's much better for larger player sizes. There we go. Burning through that battle pass. I bet there's some COD streamers that just like stream like, you know, 12 hours or something and they just like whip through this thing. It's crazy. Streaming that long is so hard on like the body. Like doing like 8 hours was just like freaking brutal. I think that's how far I hit, right, for Horizon? Let me take a look at that. Yeah, it was 8.5 hours that other stream. Like that was freaking intense. Absolutely intense. I feel like it's just like exhausting almost at that point. And then I'm doing the boss fight and people like complaining and I'm like, it's so exhausting. I'll do it my best out here. But I don't know, I feel like a few hours is kind of a sweet spot because I get to go and do some other work and then I get some time in and stuff. But for stories, I don't mind doing longer streams. Ooh, and this weekend should be exciting. It's the, what is it? It's the Pokemon Go weekend. Been called a lot worse. I don't know, I just think it's funny because it's like, you know, we got Laurie there and it's like Bari. I'm like, oh, this is perfect because you can play off of it. I'm hoping eventually we get another person that has a similar like Ari name and then we can have like all the Aris. I just get a stupid chuckle out of that kind of thing. But yeah, be sure to like the stream, subscribing is great, donation's cool, consider becoming channel member, alternatively Patreon option. Streaming all the time, lots of fun. Or do I have to start doing those like big subscribe-a-thons where I'm just like
Losing
hardcore lengthy streaming times all day? But it's also hard to like balance like spending time doing video stuff and then also spending time streaming. If that makes sense. And nobody wants to capture any of the positions? Ah, damn it. Oh, come on. I was safe over there. We do some more matches. I don't know. I mean, I've already got tomorrow's videos done. What do you guys want to see more matches after this? What are you thinking? News about Snoop Dogg and COD. What do you mean Snoop Dogg and COD? Did somebody mention this a night ago or something? I actually think I've heard of this, but what, did they do an official announcement about Snoop Dogg and Call of Duty? Because that would be interesting. Is he going to be like a character or something? Because the data mining said Indiana Jones, Captain America, and like Attack on Titan, and obviously Attack on Titan's happened, but those other ones haven't. I mean, it's not like Snoop Dogg hasn't been in Call of Duty before, right? Well, actually, he wasn't in it. He was, wasn't he a voice pack for Ghosts? Oh, jeez. I'm on fricking fire. Ow, ow, ow. I'm spotted. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this.
Let me teach you a lesson.
Ugh. Move into safety. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Losing objective Baker.
Ow. Just visiting Seattle for PAX. I don't think so. I don't. Honestly, I don't have any traveling plans this year. There was a company that did reach out to me about possibly going and doing something. I don't know if that's still happening or what's going on with that, but it was very interesting. They sent out like a feeler email kind of being like, hey, you know, our company is looking at doing something. Would that be something you'd be interested in if it was like comped and stuff? And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. So I don't know if that's happening, but at the current point in time, I don't have any plans to go and do any sort of traveling industry related wise until probably CES next year, and even that I think is a maybe for me at this point too. But you know, obviously if I get to go do a cool trip or something, I'll go do it, but I don't at the moment have any plans for traveling. And it's like, you know, from what I understand, the last couple PAXs that they've tried during COVID times haven't really gone too well. And I wasn't thrilled by PAX in a non-COVID time, so it's a little iffy. So I would say very unlikely that I would go to PAX in Seattle this year. Yeah. Although I will say it was nice for getting like Ubisoft video content early. It was a good thing from PAX. He was a Ghost voice pack. Exactly. He'll be an operator. I don't know if I'd want to buy a Snoop Dogg operator pack. He's a cool guy, but like, I don't know. Would it be funny? It could be very funny. Where was this leaked? I didn't see this on my like usual leak thing. Is this on like the Call of Duty page or something? This Snoop Dogg? Can you send like a link so I can see what this like to an image of what Snoop Dogg looks like? Snoop Dogg is a new operator skin. Like, I wouldn't buy it because it's like, oh cool, Snoop Dogg. I wod buy it because this is freaking hilarious having Snoop Dogg do like quips and stuff. If that makes sense. I don't know. I've seen Snoop Dogg DJ. He was at E3 2019 at the Lucid Sound event, and yeah, I free drinks. I partied down with some, you know, journalists, like other press people, and watched Snoop Dogg DJ. It was really cool. Yeah, we got some boneless chicken wings, free drinks. It was a fun time. Yeah. I had a good time. And Snoop Dogg actually DJs pretty well, I gotta say. He puts on a good show. Down you go. Ow. Oh, that's a bad person in front of me. It's a leak, so it's not set in stone. I mean, if they've got pictures of him, it's very likely, right? I'll have a good one as well, Bari. Thanks for jumping in. Do I follow Charlie Intel? No, I do not follow that. I sometimes see their posts, though. They're pretty accurate for COD leaks, that group, so... I tend not to follow a lot of different people on things, because I keep my threads very, very clean of things. It's like with Instagram, you know, I'm on there to see guinea pigs and stuff, and you know, when I look at anything else, it starts putting pictures of, sexy women up and stuff, and it's like I'm not there for that, you know. You know, there's other places I could go and get that. I'm there for the guinea pigs, and that's how I feel about Twitter and stuff. I very much keep things, very consolidated, and I only follow specific things to the best of my ability. Sometimes there's courtesy back and forth follows you have to do for industry, and even then I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't usually follow a lot of stuff. I don't know, it's just weird. Snoop Dogg and that money. Hey, Snoop Dogg's all about branding and putting himself in as many places as possible, and it has worked out beautifully for him over the years, right? It's actually good awareness though, because they'll have probably a bump up on searches due to the Super Bowl and then getting them in the game. I bet it'll actually get some good sales, that pack. We'll see Snoop Dogg freaking running around everywhere here. But what I want is my Indiana Jones and my Captain America characters in this one. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I remember that time too in those history books where you could watch Snoop Dogg fighting in World War II. He was there. Ow. I'm not doing bad on kills, but I could be doing better. I think you'd say that almost any time. Aw, I got freaking clank sniped. Clank sniped? Whatever that means. Oh, it bayonet? Bayonets are insta-kills? That's pretty good. Oh, and I am also looking at, again, doing the, that that Civil War PC game. I'm looking at doing a video or something with that one, because people were mentioning it a while back, and they're offering codes. I'm gonna have to email them again about it, but, yeah, I'm looking at doing that. I think it's Cry of Freedom or something or other, but it's supposed to be huge 500 player, Civil War battles or something. Kinda looks entertaining. Thought it might be fun. Do some more PC type things, kind of warming up the audience for hopefully covering the Steam Deck and stuff at some point. Ooh, the bottle of the neck, vicious. Which I'm again hoping that the Steam Deck becomes something of value coverage wise. I have no idea. I don't even know how that's gonna impact my daily video stuff. Is it gonna be still 2 videos a day and it's some Steam Deck, some Xbox, some other stuff? I don't know. It's gonna be weird having too many platforms almost to cover things on. And then I'm wondering if Steam Deck is going to be more console-like in its pre-set up settings, or if I'm going to have to do extensive look at videos being optimal settings for running this game on the Steam Deck. even though it's like a Linux-based thing, and I wonder if that's going to impact, you know, playability and compatibility. There's so many questions around that thing.
Closing with Ava.
This is also going to be like, how much of my library is going to work with that thing? I don't know. Series S was a great idea. Yeah, it is a very smart idea. I think in the future you're going to look forward and just kind of be like, wow, that was really smart to offer that like secondary cheaper option. Especially considering like chip shortages and whatnot, it was kind of like a perfect thing because it's a little easier to get that one out the door. And, you know, cheaper price, more accessibility. You know, if I had like kids or something, I would definitely have them with like the Series S because, you know, they don't necessarily need like that big, you know, big console and stuff, so I definitely see the value in it in so many different ways. I have my work cut out for me. I always have my work cut out for me. And I always take on way more than I can handle because if you miss something, you don't get it later. And it's just like, oh, Snoop Dogg took out Hitler. Yeah, that was the big moment in World War II. And it'd be funnier if in the like campaign you could have like a hardcore gritty thing and just like throw like these characters in there, like these operators. You know, it's like the Call of Duty campaign, but it's like instead of a regular soldier of that era, it's like Snoop Dogg or like Indiana Jones or something. I'd laugh my ass off. Like, just think of Call of Duty World at War, but instead of like, you know, you playing as a generic soldier, it's like Snoop Dogg cracking jokes. You know, sort of like Bulletstorm, where they had like Duke Nukem in there and he's just like, what's going on? Be funny. Yeah. I think the Series S was a good idea. No, it was smart. It definitely was. I think it was a genius idea for them to gain good market share for a cheaper console. Dun, 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 dun. Bottle. So that guy looks almost like Indiana Jones, right? Like it's getting there. I'll vote for myself because I'm selfish. Interesting. See if there's any exciting news or anything going on. Not yet. Not yet. Kaio the Kangaroo demo. I'm gonna wait for the full release of that one. I mean, stuff like that is kind of like a case-by-case basis. I think if you're doing it in a satirical way, it's allowed. Yeah, I'll write that out as a text thing. Like, I think if you're mentioning that name in a satirical or, like, historical context, it would make sense to have it in the chat, you know, as long as it's not being used in, like, an offensive way. But I think they were doing more of a satirical thing with, like, Snoop Dogg taking on, you know, that scenario. Because it's like when you play Sniper Elite, that's, like, a big part of each one of those games is, like, killing Hitler somehow in them, which is entertaining. Like, seriously, you play, like, the Sniper Elite games, you can, like, shoot his balls off and stuff. Like, I remember I did a Zombie Army trilogy with a couple of buddies, and at the end of it, you kill, like, the zombie Hitler, and we were, like, picking him up and taking, like, photos and, like, throwing him into the fire pit and stuff. This was very funny. It's like, we did it, guys. You always vote for yourself, right? Slaughter knows the regulars. Oasis. It's like a bar, kind of, but virtual. Someday maybe we'll get like a real life, like a virtual world, and we can go like have virtual drinks. It'll be kind of entertaining. Oasis. So we'll play a couple more matches, and then I think we might call it at that point. Good water. Although I do wish I had more fun drink. That is for sure. Alright, let's do this.
domination.
Anyways, it's new match. Be sure to like the stream. Subscribing's great. Donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option. Streaming all the time. Lots of fun. So, you know, it's a thing with, like, you know, moderating and stuff. It's like sometimes, you know, things don't go well. Some people make mistakes, or it's a judgment thing for personal choice. And you know, nobody's perfect on things, and you know, it's just like, I think we do. I think, you know, moderator-wise, I think everybody does a pretty good job and stuff. I don't really have any complaints about folks, so yeah. How can we learn from history if we censor it? That's a very good point that I do also kind of believe in and stuff. But I could see where sometimes it would be like the use of some things is like not great, and there's so many, like, people are also really sensitive about things too these days, which is something you have to keep in mind as well. I'm not saying you guys are, but you know, that is something like you might want to make sure. Like we overcompensate almost on some things, and that, if that makes sense. So there you go. Everybody's doing a fine job though, guys. All thumbs up for the mod team. Hello there. And I definitely appreciate the help from the moderators and stuff. You know, it's great. You know, I think we added Lucas recently too, right? And I definitely been quite helpful. Slaughter's always done a fantastic job. And Stu too. Stu, did I add you? Not like recently, I think I added, but you've been there for moderator for a while as well, I believe. Hard to keep up on this stuff. The days blur together. It's insanity. Wow, that was sexy. A trick kill there. Ow, ow, ow. Wish I had claymores. Oh, I knew they were gonna come up behind me. Is Snoop Dogg part of it? Well, he will be when he's in this video game. Again, I'm going back to that, the hilarity of, like, you know, like Call of Duty World at War, where it's super gritty and realistic, and then it's just like, hey, it's your boy Snoop Dogg. And he's like carrying the Russian flag or something. See, that falls into like satirical content, right? Oh my god, it just killed me. Super serious Call of Duty World War shooter, just gritty to the max, and it's just like Snoop Dogg there and stuff. Or you know what would be even funnier? You've got Eminem, but he's like, it's satirical, but it's like, Eminem's really good at dry humor. I don't know if you guys have ever like seen that side of him, but his dry humor stuff is just impeccable. But I'm just imagining that. Ugh. Kills me. Ow. Anyways. Liked it better being a fan? I mean, if you don't want to be a mod, that's fine. I don't want to put any pressure on folks. I just usually do it if I notice people in a while and stuff, and, you know, chatting at different times. I try to get different mods for different scenarios, but if you guys ever don't want to be a mod or something, it's okay. You don't have any issues with that. No. But I don't think there's any, like, Real issues, guys. It's all cool. We'll just sit near shooting folks in COD. It's all right.
Looking good for us. Don't let up.
Wow.
Recon airborne. Eyes up.
No, I quite like this level. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's kind of symmetrical, but it's also a little bit different. Got like a neat aesthetic to it. I quite enjoy this one. You know, there's another one that's like a similar sand level. I don't think we've seen it tonight. I quite like that one too. Most of the maps in this game I actually enjoy. Except I'm tired of Doc's Hoss and Dome. So tired of those maps. Too tired. So wish there was a... Right? I wish we could have so many more member emotes too. It's... Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get like future ones though, because it's like 10 a level, and then it goes up to like 20 new members, and you gotta keep members without losing members. I'd love if they had like, you know, a few free ones or something, and then member like motes on top of that, and that way you can open up the door for more, you know, emotes and stuff. And yeah, but I'm sure YouTube, they limit it for reasons, and they have metrics and stuff like that. I'm just hoping they keep adding more perks and keep working on the membership area so that I can add more value and whatnot. And yeah. Ow. But it does sound like they're going to be doing that over the next year. Because I'm thinking, like, there's one channel they mentioned in their year-end review that has 11,000 members, and I'm like, holy. Because that's all the emotes unlocked, right? That's like 50 extra emotes plus whatever custom emotes they asked YouTube for. I bet they don't even use all those emotes. And I'm like, if we had like a few more emotes, we could do some really funny additional ones and stuff. But damn, 11,000 members must be a very, very large channel though. Any idea for them fixing Modern Warfare 2019? They said that they're going to. There is a I think that's, they said they were fixing that one in Warzone. You can go on, with, I think it's callofduty.com, and in their news area, they have like a message to the community about fixing up that stuff. Casablanca. See, now that one, I'm kind of like hit or miss on it, because I like that it's a different flow. Like, it's, like you mentioned, it's, you know, people sitting in corners, but it's a very tight, like, it's like open, that map. Like, it's a big map. But it's a lot of tiny little spaces where you have to constantly be checking corners. And I find that interesting, because it's also, I believe that one is literally a remake of a Black Ops 1 map, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, for the pacing, it's a little hardcore, but I don't mind that map. No, I don't mind it, but I could see where others would be like, oh, there's just people in all these corners, but I'm just kind of like, you know, every new room you go into, there's like usually somebody there, and it's very neat. Yeah, I like that where some games is like, you know, you have so many different maps and the maps have different like vibes to them. I always appreciate that aspect. Like, I enjoy new spaces is the biggest thing in games. You know, it's like that's really bothered me about Cold War, was it was the same, you know, kind of like it was the same old maps, right? All of them were like ports and stuff. And I liked the new ones, like the mall I liked. I didn't like all the new ones. The starting, like the stock maps were terrible in that game. But, you know, when they added new spaces, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like the mall was cool. The diesel one, that was kind of neat, where it's like a gas station kind of thing. So they did have some creativity, but it's just like they just kept bringing back old maps, and I was like, do something new. Would be fun. A Costco vlog featuring Kevin? Oof, I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I do want to save the big Costco video thing for someday working with Costco. That would be the ultimate dream video, and people would be like, it's happening. But it would be funny to get Kevin there and just be like, so what do you think in that? That's my biggest thing, is I'm gonna get a good laugh out of seeing Kevin like engage with the Costco and just be like, here's the TV area. Over here we've got where you get, there's clothes here and food here, and he's gonna be like, oh. I feel like we've almost built it up to be too big of a thing, right? Costco can't hope to live up with those. Can you DM the Snoop Dogg leak? Yeah, you can go ahead and do that on Twitter. You can like at me, or you can drop it in the Discord or whatever, and I can take a look at it from there. You feel bad. I feel bad for Treyarch too. Like, I've just hated their last few games. I just think they're terrible. Like, Treyarch used to be the best, but you know, you also see the side of it where it's just like they are having to like pump out, you know, these Call of Duty games because other things get delayed or they get rushed. It kind of sucks for them. Yeah. You can definitely see that being a big thing there. I think one more match and we'll probably call it today, just so I can do some other stuff. What other stuff do I have to do? I don't know. I think I gotta film something else. Yeah, Cyberpunk for a comparison. I gotta film that on the Series X. Maybe I can watch a movie tonight? Or maybe I'll start Elden Ring. I don't know. Microsoft Balance Studios. Yeah, that's gonna be neat. They got a lot of studios they're gonna have to play with. No, Das Haus. No. Das Haus, nope. They're gonna have a lot of studios to play with, which is nice. I think it was, I can't remember if they were in here, but it's like somebody was like, how would Microsoft manage the studios if they bought Ubisoft as well? Because they'd have like 30, 40 studios, and I'm like, Embracer Group has 88 studios, and they manage it pretty well. But it's like, I don't know. It'll be neat to see so many companies that can work on different things. Like for me, Toys for Bob or whatever, I would have them ripped away. Are they? I think they're on COD, right? Or are they doing Blizzard stuff? I would rip them away from whatever they're doing, and I would be like, okay, go and you know, do like a new Spyro game or do a new Banjo-Kazooie, because they're so good at platformers. Dome? Oh my God, Dome again. You're excited for Elden Ring? I am too. It's gonna be frickin' fascinating. I have no idea what people's expectations are gonna be for content coverage on that one, but I am ready to embrace the hollow or whatever. Oh, this match, we'll probably do another match after this because it's like 100 to like 3 points or something. This match is like basically over. So we'll do another one after this because it's like there's you know, see, like look at the score here. It's you know, that's not even a match. That's an ass kicking that I've been thrown into. Yeah. DOS Dome, and Shipment. Oh my God. Yeah, Shipment. I love Shipment though, but it's like, if I was getting Shipment slammed down my throat 24/7, I'd probably get pretty tired of it as well, right?
Hardpoint located.
They lost the hard point.
Hardpoint activated.
Oh damn! I was gonna try to shoot the fire barrel, but I ran out of ammo. Ow. Damn it. Oh. Why did it join me in progress on this? The score is not even. A little bit even. Ow. False dome. That one. I thought there was also some people that were excited about Elex. I remember hearing people ask me about it, and then I've mentioned it, and people are just like, eh. It's kind of funny, but I think that one could be a little bit of a sleeper hit. That I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, I think that one people maybe are almost overlooking or something because it has potential. I think the Elex Series X video I did was decently popular, from what I recall.
Enemy has the hard point. Hard point activated.
Yeah, I never see people camp up in that little tower there. That's freaking bold.
Hard point is ours. Enemy has the hard point. Hostile bombers inbound.
Oh, and did you guys see that turtle game? I think it was like, was it IGN had like a few-minute video that was like a level of that new Turtles game? I am so excited for that. Shredder's Revenge, and it plays like Turtles in Time. I am freaking psyched. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Sent the image on Twitter. The actual tweet was deleted. Ooh, okay. Guess I'll take a look at that. I mean, if it was deleted, that probably means it's like, you know, a real thing.
Hardpoint confirmed. Hardpoint activated.
I don't see it. Maybe it's just not loading. Oh, there it is. I don't know about that, actually. Is it weird that the image looks almost too realistic to be part of Call of Duty, if that makes sense? Unless it's just like a concept thing. Like, I mean, the clothes, the style of it, that definitely fits this game. But, like, just the clarity of the image was almost too good. I don't know, it was deleted, so, I mean, I'm assuming it's a copyright thing, right? So it makes sense to me. Thanks for sending that over so I could take a look at it. I'm gonna say this whole Snoop Dogg thing, plausible. Very likely. Of course, I should release a brand new cut every 3 months. That's funny. I don't know if they could like humanly make that. You'd have to like quadruple the size. You'd have to take all of the Xbox like companies working on other games to just work on COD to be able to do 3 months a new COD every 3 months. That'd be funny. Wow, you know, I stopped keeping track after the you know, the COD of that quarter. That was a terrible match. We'll do one more because that was just terrible to join into. I do kind of wonder why we haven't seen Candy Crush arrive on console, though. I could see Xbox getting them to port that game over to like all the platforms. You know, I'm fine with Candy Crush not being exclusive. Throw that on the Switch and on the PlayStation because there's probably good money in it, right? I feel like that guy's cheating. Anyways. Water. Oh, that's me! Or maybe this is me? No, the second one. I'm the second one. There's 2 of us. I vote for myself because, you know, whatever. Dwayne Johnson to COD. He's already in Fortnite, man. The Rock's in Fortnite. Oof. So how many levels do I need? 57? 57 levels? Yeah, I'm kind of sick of The Rock. It's just like, the guy can't act. It's like Gal Gadot. I'm just tired of them. But you gotta give it to The Rock. He's got a lot of charisma. He's got a brand that like does well for him. And you can see why. But there's someone you really gotta believe in, and that's John Cena, because he can act. I was wrong. Ugh. Alright, what does that do? Is there like 2 fronts? So a woman sitting there with her hair blowing in the wind, and then a guy with explosions and a Thompson. What does that mean by 2 fronts? Is it like the home front and like the war front? Like what are they going for with that? 2 fronts. I don't get this photo. 2 fronts. Alrighty then. Is that the icon from like Call of Duty 3? It's kind of familiar. Candy Crush will be Xbox exclusive. If they can't get ray tracing 120 FPS and 4K on Candy Crush, I'd be disappointed. Isn't there a game that runs at 8K on the PS5? I mean, you could technically do like a pixel game and run it at 8K. That wouldn't be an issue. I believe the highest resolution game that I know of is the frickin' Das Haus. Oh my god, I should have been paying attention. Last match of the night. Like the stream, subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Turn to the Patreon option, streaming all the time. Oh man. This stupid level. Yeah, it's called the Tourist, I think it is. That one runs at like 6K and then down samples or something like that on the consoles. It's kind of impressive. Or it doesn't run at 8K and then it down samples or something. It's really neat. But yeah, you know, like games can run at 8K. It just depends on the complexity of them, right? It's just not like a target. Like you could have a Geometry Wars game probably run at 8K 60 and stuff, and I don't think that would be an issue. But it's like, you know, the amount of like quality assets and stuff you need for that would be. But would they be worth the work? It's like, I don't know. I really don't want to play on this level. I feel like we're already, yeah, you know what? We're gonna find a different match. I don't want to play on that level. I'm gonna pay attention to the quick play thing. I don't want to play on Das Haas again. And we were getting our asses kicked right off the bat, so it wasn't gonna be a good match anyways. Forbidden free token? Where is this? Okay, I want to claim that free pack, but I also want to make sure I don't get on Das Haas again. You just woke up? Well, welcome to the land of the living. Ha 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 ha. Damn it. I could grab the free pack, but I feel like it's gonna put me in Das Haas again when I'm not looking. Where is this free pack? It just took me here. Ranked beta play. Yeah, I don't think I care about ranked play. Domination, blitz pacing. What's the map? Oh, Paradise. This map sucks, but it's something different, so I'm just gonna go with it. An LG 8K TV. So yeah, you can get your 8K TVs now, right? Like those are things that are available. Where's the freaking free bundle? It's like, click this to go open up like a free bundle, and it's just like, yeah, select free bundle. And then it just takes me to this screen. I don't know. But yeah, 8K TVs have been available for like, what, a couple years now? There's not as much, you know, necessarily like value in having one at the moment if you're doing gaming stuff, because you probably want 4K 120, right? But like, they'll become more common. The hard part of getting like new formats and stuff in place is because people are very stubborn, so it's hard to get like adoption rates high. Like hell, you know, there's so many people that still have like a 1080 TV, and it's just like, ugh. You know, that's why like people still buy DVDs, and it's like, jeez, guys, you're holding our tech back. You know, no offense, but like, it's accurate. It does hold the tech back. The Falconeer is 8K 60. Is it really? Should have done a video on the Falconeer. It's 6 AM and you can't sleep. Well, I hope the stream is giving you company or something like that. I definitely feel that. It can be hard to get sleeping sometimes. I'm actually excited. The Guinea Pig group I watch, the Guinea Pig Fluencer group, they did a live stream yesterday. I watched a bit of it. And now I can finish it off tonight before I go to bed. It's crazy seeing what those guinea pigs are up to, you know. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they sleep, sometimes they walk around, occasionally they make the odd noise. Some riveting stuff. You know, a lot of personality out there for those guinea pigs. It's the kind of relaxing thing I need before I go to sleep. And there's, you know, the lady that takes care of them is like a cheeky British person, so that's highly entertaining. There's entertainment on its own. Yeah. Bunker spawn. Okay, let's go take A. Seriously though, like, why not just remake Cliffside? It's a good map. I make this one, which is basically Cliffside but sucky. How are you not dying? Oh, the grenade got him. 8K to 4K, not much difference. There actually is quite a difference when you have a native 8K image versus a 4K image. Now, there's diminishing returns for sure to a degree, but there is a significant difference in the visual quality between the two. I did think it was hilarious though when I was at CES, and I was like, so are these videos you have running actually running at native 8K? And they're like, no, they're like 4K upscaled. And I was like, well, what is the point of that? And they had like one TV at 8K actually running at 8K beside a 4K TV. And there actually is quite like a visual fidelity increase. Like they were showing off a tiara and like a city, like a cityscape, like I think it was like New York or something. But there actually is quite a difference when you put them toe to toe. You know, it's the same people that are like, oh, you know, 1080 to 4K, there's no difference. But there's a huge difference when you're actually like natively outputting that resolution. Like going from 4K to 8K is like actually a really big quality step, but there is diminishing returns. So, you know, it's best like when you get a bigger TV. So when you have like a, you know, 70 plus, 4K looks really good, it looks sharp. But having 8K really makes those larger screen sizes look really clear. And that's the thing, is like, you probably won't believe it until you get to the point where you're playing on 8K and you're like, oh, I don't want to go back. Because it's like, you know, it's like, we talked with Kevin there, and he's like, 1080, he's like, it's fine and stuff, and it looks great, I don't have an issue with it. I'm like, okay. But when you play on a 4K screen, you're going to be like, I can't believe I was playing on a 1080 screen. Like, it really does change. Your mind will change as that becomes a standard and you start playing 8K stuff. It really does make a big fidelity difference. And I think people will start to believe, but it'll take a while, just like with 4K, for that to happen. The hell?
Attack dogs inbound for you.
Was that kind of a little sketchy there? Back when you watched, before you came in, you used to sleep to the streams and wake up in the night, I was still streaming. That's funny. I'm glad it helps with that. Apparently I got like a little ASMR type thing going on. I remember our pal Kev there, he's like, you know, he'd sit there and watch the streams a lot, and then one time I got like a sick throwing knife and I was like, oh my god, and screaming, and he was like, whoa. He's like, it freaked me out there. I was like, my bad. Freaking hell, man. I can't seem to get frickin' kills on this. You want Modern Warfare? We all want Modern Warfare. Yeah. Your TV is 720 and you're saying there's not much of a difference? Oh my god, you need to see a 4K screen, man. If you're using 720 legitly, you need to see like, even 720 to 1080 is a big difference. Like, going to 4K and then 8K, you're gonna have your freaking mind blown. Like that is huge. Like, scaling, like the visual quality of that is like freaking nuts, man. Like, absolutely insanely massive. The pixels, not to mention the color range increases too when you get to higher resolutions. Like, you don't even see all the colors and stuff. This is like a massive difference. And right there, guys, that's why we're held back by tech. Gotta get people adopting new technology, and that's, you know, we're gonna start developing for it more and all that stuff. Actually, like, the adoption rate for 4K has been a little depressing from like companies and TV and all that stuff. Ugh. Anyways. Huge difference. Absolutely massive.
Losing objective Charlie.
I don't know, I'm actually assuming my next TV will probably be in 8K, and I'll actually put out a lot of money for it. I want my next TV to be like really nice. I mean, the only reason I upgraded at the current point was because I needed to cover 120 FPS, and this one was like a pretty good deal, so I was like, I'm doing it. And I've been pretty happy with it. It's good value, I think. Yeah. You're gonna buy a new TV this year? Go for the 4K 120, my friend, and you will be like... Seriously, you'll just be like, I can't believe you're gonna come back, and it's gonna be like me with John Cena, and you're gonna be like, I was wrong. You're gonna be like, I told you, man. That's exactly what's gonna happen there. It's like I said, guys, John Cena can act. The hell did that? They like quit the match? It like disappeared in front of me. I'm on a bit of a spree going on here. Anyways, you love ASMR. I enjoy it too. I use it for sleeping. Although the ASMR person I listen to, they haven't done any videos in years, so... See, every time I use the glide bomb, I get shot in the back. Every freaking time. I'm like, oh no, it'll be a safe spot. We just took it. They won't spawn here. Every goddamn... That's why I wait to use the glide bombs until my streak's done. God damn it, that was stupid of me. Every time. I'm like, oh, I'm safe. You're never safe in this game. It's like they know you're weak and they spawn someone beside you. You show a moment of vulnerability and that's what you get. That's what you get when you let your heart win. Paramore knew what was up. The hell is that? I don't understand. You know what I am glad about is they got rid of those stupid opening things that Cold War had. You know, where people are like zooming in on like trucks and stuff. I hated that. I actually forgot that this game doesn't have that kind of thing. Battle Pass leveling. That's what it's all about. The Battle Pass and double the XP. I think they all quit. What's Fidelity FX? That's like a algorithm for like resolution quality so that it's less demanding, so that it's like DLSS. So basically it's like a smaller image that they are upscaling but using a technology to digitally recreate a higher resolution quality. AMD has a lot of work on that one to do, but DLSS is actually phenomenal. The whole concept of it is they want to introduce fancier features like higher resolutions, ray tracing, stuff like that, and they want it so that your graphics cards aren't overloaded and so that you are keeping your frame rate at the same time. Because it's like when we went to 3D and, you know, there was a lot more demand on the system, so frame rates weren't good, and that's why we have AI algorithms that take over to help with that. So that kind of explains it. Which 4Ks are smart TVs? They're all smart TVs, right? Anyways, have a good one, folks. Thanks for watching.